Alright, and we are good to go. Hello everyone, happy Tuesday. Welcome to the stream. Hope you guys are doing well. Apologies for no stream yesterday very suddenly. My dumb ass forgot that 14 had maintenance lasting 24 hours, so I didn't feel like doing anything else yesterday, so I thought, you know what, I'll just take Monday off and just kind of chill. Because I did stream like 5 hours on Sunday, so I was absolutely knackered. But yeah, today we are back for more Endwalker. So just kind of recap on where we got to. So we started Endwalker MSQ, we got to Charlene, kind of done a little bit there. We've done the Thavnir route. So there's like a little section at Endwalker where it's kind of two routes, like, and you've got to do both in order to proceed. Like, it's not like in case you do one, like, and that's you. Like, you have to do both. So we've done the Thavnir route, which is basically we went to Thavnir, like, we kind of seen the tower up close, we had the warding scales, then Natana got captured. So now, today, we're going to do the other one. We're doing Labyrinthus. Well, I know it's Labyrinthus, but we're doing like the Y'shtola kind of Cryograha route. And that takes us to Labyrinthus. All the while, we are doing this for St. Jude. So, the stream went super well on Sunday. Like, probably one of the best streams I've had since coming back by a mile. Like, once things kind of got going, it was brilliant. So, big thank you to everyone who did stick around. Also, thank you to everyone who kind of stuck around for the raid to Rooster Raccoon. I hope you guys enjoy watching her. Like, I started watching her back in January, I want to say. Was it January or a bit later? I forget. No, I think it was maybe like February. I started watching, like, she was doing Uber and was like on last phase, so I hope you guys enjoyed that. Like, she's lovely. Like, I've kind of been lurking in our chat for a bit, so as I said, I hope you guys enjoyed it. But yeah, today we're back for Endwalker. We're going to try and zip through a bit more of this. I might do 2 streams today. Like, initially the plan was to do just a night stream, but I was kind of sitting about doing nothing, and I've been actually playing 14 a bit since I was down yesterday. But yeah, I kind of grinded some other classes. I'm not going to say which ones and which level I'm at, because you have the power to make me slow my playthrough down of this. So just kind of recap as well for St. Jude. So try and remember this off the top of my head. $5. You can make me spin the Wheel of Vengeance. So this will apply to a dungeon. So like if I'm doing a dungeon and like you spin the wheel and I get like FPV, that's first person view, I've got to do that for the entire dungeon. I don't know if I'll do it for 5 minutes for the entire dungeon, maybe 5 minutes. We've got remove 1 item, so it makes it run a little bit harder. I'm doing all these in trust, by the way, bar the trials, because you can't trust those. But I'll do all those in like duty support, just because it makes it a bit easier. We've got Urianger reading, so any cutscenes and stuff like that I'm watching that isn't voice acted, I will do Urianger for that cutscene only. We've got the Tombre Glam, which, if you haven't seen, I'll bring it up just now. So the Tombre Glam is that. I will have that on for a couple of cutscenes, which will be very funny. We've got single target combo only, so if I'm doing pulls, I can only do single target combos. I can only do my 1, 2, 3. Or if I'm playing a different class, it might just be like my one attack. And I've got a safe one. So that's for $5. So $5 make that happen. $10 is a Bean Boozled Bean, which is still not open, by the way. 15 is the Meme Glasses, and that'll be for 10 minutes. 25 is the chicken hat that I have named Arsqueef, because I'll be shoving his head up his arse. And $50, if you so choose, is you get to change my class for Endwalker. So that's where things can get a bit spicy, because I have classes that are level 90. I have Reaper at 83, so I can progress to Endwalker fine. But I also have classes at level 30 odd. I'm not going to say which ones. I'm going to leave it entirely to you. So it's basically a roulette. So if you don't pick one, I will have a wheel and we'll go from that. But yeah, basically, if you pick a class that's level 90, I zip straight through Endwalker, no problem. If you pick a class that's level 30, I have to level, like, I will be stuck in that class and either have to get to where I am for Endwalker at that point, or hope that someone else donates $50 and changes me back to Reaper, or puts me into a class that is Endwalker ready. It's gonna be rough. That's gonna be brutal. That's yowza. So yeah, today. Sorry, I'm gonna drink. So yeah, today we're gonna zip through a bit more. I've got like 3 hours. Now, as I said, I'll probably do a stream at second stream tonight. But anyway, let's kind of tear on with this, because I'm kind of in that way that if I've got time, I might be able to stream. I did say I was going to do possibly an afternoon stream today. We had people kind of coming to measure windows this morning, so that's why I didn't do a morning stream, because I thought I didn't want to be streaming and then they turned up at our door. So I didn't do a morning stream, but then they actually ended up coming. I think they came about 11:30, so they were actually here sharper than I thought they'd be. But yeah, like, while I've been offline, I have been kind of doing up glams. So, like, Gunbreaker's got a nicer glam. I changed, so I've got that. I've got that from a dancer, which looks really nice, by the way. Where's the stay-at-home dad? That's the stay-at-home dad. Yeah, I don't know why either. Like, it gives off stay-at-home dad vibes. Or like, oh, is the world ending? I'm just going to read a book. Why I done it, I'll never know. Alright, so, hitting the books. An unsettling change has come over Charlene, but together we will divine the underlying cause for the forum's callousness. As I mentioned before, however, questioning the councillors directly is a fruitless endeavour. They seem to have already come to a consensus as to what and how little they are willing to divulge. Which is why I began scouring Charlene's archive of historical records for any hint of a connection to the final days. Suffice it to say that progress has been slow. There are only so many dusty pages one can skim in a day, but now that I have this band of willing reinforcements, this search should proceed all the swifter. Let's reconvene outside Numenon, shall we? Exit the annex to the right and you'll find the archives on the western edge of the woods. Alright, sounds like a plan. So yeah, we done the route with these three, which was pretty funny. But yeah, I kind of watched back one of the clips. It was the clip where Estinian basically got kidnapped, and like, Urianjay's just standing there praying. He's just like, I shall pray for thine, my dearest companion. I shall pray for thine safety, my dearest companion. I thought, geez, oh. It's like, freaking rip Estinian. But he's alright, he's alive. Somewhat. Wow, this person is absolutely gorgeous. Okay, that was bad even for me. Anyway, let's kind of hurry up and get through this. So, I don't know if I'll get the dungeon done in this stream. I might do. It depends on how long the kind of this sort of route is. Like, yes, like when I done this, the Thavnir, it took a good couple of hours. So, I don't think we'll see dungeon today. Or, well, not see it in this stream. We'll probably see it tonight. My directions were easy enough to follow, I hope. In any case, you stand now before the doors of Numenon, Charlene's grandest collection of books and tomes. This building is actually only an entrance, and one of many at that, for the archives of Numenon extend deep beneath the surface like the roots of a tree. The vast halls of the Great Kubo Library pale in comparison to Numenon's endless maze of subterranean chambers. Any citizen of Charlene is free to enter and peruse its shelves. Well, most of its shelves. Only Archons are afforded access to certain restricted vaults. I dispatched your Stola and Braha to investigate those. Meanwhile, Alize and Alphanode will help me continue my search through the stacks open to the general public. Your status presents more of a problem. As a non-citizen, you're only permitted to browse the first floor here at the entrance. Even so, there should be a number of books for which touch upon Charlene history or foreign policy. Your task will be to find and study the relevant publications. I promise you, a working knowledge of these subjects will make it far easier to spot the sort of clues we're looking for. Gonna just tweak this up a bit. I feel as if my mic's kind of went super quiet. Kind of turned it on earlier, and yeah, I think that's it now. I think we're good. Are we good? Sorry, it's just that I'm like, I turned it on and I can tell if I've kind of tweaked my mic. Let's be about it, shall we? I've told the others to meet us at the stone benches over there once they found some promising tomes. Happy reading! Alright, so we've got to look for some books. And there are so many spots. Oh, this could take a hot minute. So, some of these will be applicable, some won't. Okay, so that was a relevant book. Then, that's not what we need. But yeah, I kind of spent a bit of time kind of grinding earlier on, so I've leveled a couple of my classes a bit. I was doing main MSQ roulette and I got Ultima weapon, and I had a first of this. I wiped an Ultima. Like, legit wiped. Like, we got the second phase, like, kind of got to the second part of the fight, but I think the 3 people I had with me were all brand new, so they didn't know how to do the fight. So we ended up wiping quite quick, because like there's like a bit with the 4 kind of like the 2 sort of tethered orbs, like that, like they didn't know what to do, so I'm literally like running into them kind of going, this is what you do, and then just kind of like the amount of times it took a Citadel Buster to the face, and it's like, so like I was quite kind of, you know, lenient, you know. I mean, they were brand new, so it's very difficult when you're doing something like that, and especially for me in PS4, I can't really type to kind of tell them, oh, do this, do this, do this. All I can really do is just try and show them as best I can, because I'm a pro player at this game. Like, I'm one of the best players in the world. Like, I'm god tier. I'm cracked. Anyway, let's just cutscene. Sorry, were you waiting long? I wanted to make sure I borrowed at least a few promising volumes. Alpha Node and Cryo should also be along shortly. I was delayed in similar fashion. As far as I could see, no titles in the Archon stacks mentioned the final day specifically, so we have no choice but to stop the tangentially relevant tomes, if they are even that. At present, the plan is to skim through as quickly as we dare and share discoveries as we make them. It would be nice to invite everyone to the state, plenty of comfortable places to read and ready supply of hot tea. Oh, I was quite fond of reading outside, but it's not about the little pleasures, is it? You miss your home. It's been difficult. After our arrival, we managed to speak with one of the family servants and ask how things were. Seems our dear father has instructed the staff that even if Alpha and I were to return to Charlian, we were not to be allowed access. We were not to be allowed across the threshold. A harsh measure indeed. I hope that our efforts to understand his position and that of the Forum will perhaps lead to a reconciliation. We'll mend this rift one day, I'm certain of it. And what of you, Graha? Have you been to visit your family, or do they not live here in the city? Ah, well, my situation's also somewhat complicated. I was raised in Charlian, yes, but I was born rather further away. In the southern reaches of Elsabard, in fact. For generations my people have dwelt in Corvos, the coastal region opposite the island of Thavnir. The Algans founded a city in that fertile land, and by ship brought in the subjugated tribes of the Makot to serve as labourers. Of course, the massive earthquakes of the 4th Umbral Calamity brought an end to the Empire's reign, and when the 5th Calamity froze the seas solid, many of the tribes still living in Corvus braved the journey back to Eorzea. My ancestors, however, chose to remain, that they might prevent the remnants of Algan technology from being misused. Isn't Corvus under a Garlean rule? For the past 50 years, yes. Some semblance of local culture remains, as is the case for most Imperial provinces. But Garlemald renamed the region Locus Ammonius. I probably butchered that, but hey ho. When I was a boy, a nearby town came under the jurisdiction of an illustrious Imperial family, the nobles of House Darnus. House Darnus demonstrated a singular interest in Algan civilization, and so my tribe was forced to consider a plan of action. For some time already, voices had been raised in favour of abandoning our ancient customs. After all, the Alganide no longer passed to our eldest children as reliably as it once had. Fear of discovery eventually tipped the scales, and the decision was made to bury our ties into the knowledge and the traditions of Alg. As the last child born to Algan I was given order to the custody of friends and the students of Baldesion, who registered me as a Charlian citizen. I never even considered. Forgive me, it was an unkind question. Even Thancred was taken in by Archon Louis Sois, was he not? Stories of the adopted wives and rescued orphans are more common along Charlians than you might think. Even oh, didn't even skip. Oops, sorry. Yet regardless of our origins, we were all provided with an equal opportunity to learn, and with sufficient purpose who cares? We outsiders can even earn the vaunted title of Archon. This is exactly why I have such a love for this country, and why I wish it to remain a nation of which its citizens can be proud. Here, another good reason to get to the bottom of the forum's stubbornness, aside from the trifling matter of our impending doom. Excuse us while we try to make some headway into these books, not so. More company should be arriving any moment now. Jeez, oh, that was a long cutscene. That was a lot of reading. We've returned with our selections. Although I must say the pickings were quite slim indeed, Mistress Kryl has already flicked through every history book devoted to disasters, and more than a few which barely made mention of them. As such, we will be looking into research papers on the Umbral calamities, as well as articles written by prominent forum members. Perhaps their knowledge of the final days comes from an unexpected source. Speaking of which, may I ask you a few questions related to the final days? I'm the only one here who didn't witness the events of Amaro firsthand, and I fear I may be overlooking critical details. My thanks. Now, where to begin? First things first, what kind of phenomena did the ancients encounter as the final days drew nigh? Rivals of unrivaled power were summoned. I believe Hydaelyn and Zodiac were summoned after the final days had arrived. Quite deliberately, in fact. Oops. I don't remember, Shadowbringers. If we are speaking of phenomena caused by final days, the chaos of creation magics run rampant is what first comes to mind. Fear and despair manifested in terrible, tangible fashion. Meteors raining from the sky, fire erupting from the ground, indescribable abominations prowling the streets. That more or less aligns with my understanding. If only the art of creation had survived until the present day, we might have had something substantial to analyse. To the best of our knowledge, however, these techniques were not preserved or passed on. Ystola surmises that the closest known magic is that of summoning rituals promulgated by the Ascians. Was there aught else of note which heralded the approach of the final days? Alphanod, you can answer this one. Me? Well, as you wish. The Amarotines were debating the cause of an anomaly which had been observed in the lands across the sea. By this fact alone, we can deduce that the final days occurred not all at once the world over, but rather had a point of origin from which it began to spread. Others also spoke of a keening sound rising from the land itself. Just before our region was visited by catastrophe. We never did hear the sound ourselves, of course, thrust as we were into the midst of the madness. So the ground was crying out, you say. To be considered the harbinger of doom, it must have been quite distinctive and probably quite loud. I'll have to speak with one of Numenon's mammoths and ask after any books which make mention of such a sound. Last but not least, how would you describe how the ancients sought to quell this unprecedented calamity? What definitive action did they take? They summoned Zodiac and Hydaelyn. Yes, with Elidibus serving as his heart, so many gave themselves in sacrifice to bring him into being. We do not know exactly how Zodiac brought salvation to the star, only that by his godlike will were the laws of nature set aright. Then once the balance was redressed, the ancients offered up a further sacrifice to heal the ravages of the final days. Lives sprouted anew, and it was these fledgling souls they intended to render unto Zodiac, a trade that would have allowed them to resurrect the shades of loved ones absorbed by the primal. Or might have, had Vanat and Apelles not manifested their opposition in the form of Hydaelyn. Thank you, both of you, for the detailed review. I feel much more confident now in my understanding of events. With all that freshly in mind, it does make me wonder what the Telephori truly mean when they speak of bringing back the final days. Oops, alright. We've seen what they're doing with those towers of theirs. Is forcing people to summon primals a kind of catalyst? Are they attempting to mirror the conditions caused by unstable creation magics? Or are they simply using the final days as a figure of speech? A convenient metaphor for the scale of destruction they plan to unleash. But this is all just pointless conjecture at this stage. Let's return our attention to the forum, shall we? We should keep an eye out for your Stola, but 'tis time we began studying these research papers. And we're waiting again. Yeah, there's a lot of waiting in this quest. And I think we've got another cutscene. Does this one have voice acted? No. I've got to read more. Alright. I'm the last, am I? Well, my extended search of the Archon stacks produced one or two possibly useful books, but I wouldn't get your hopes up. If you recall, Urianger learnt of the source's reflections from the Geron oracles. For its potential to cause panic and confusion, that tome was deemed apocrypha and sealed away in the Great Google Library. 'Tis even likely that knowledge of the unsundered world, not to mention the horrors of the final days, would be left sitting on a shelf for any curious scholar to find. It stands to reason that my colleagues, be they Archons or Councillors, should perforce be largely ignorant of the subject. Yet when you confronted Master Fortuno with the knowledge of the Telephori and their machinations, he scoffed at the suggestion that they posed a threat. He seemed adamant that the Forum would know the final days were truly upon us. Which only supports the conclusion that whatever privileged wisdom is guiding the Forum's behaviour, it is being kept secret from the rest of the nation. Not that I mean to excuse myself from reading duty. Well, whether they contain mention of the final days or no, these books could yet hold something of value. You weren't thinking of leaving, were you? That was plenty of work for everyone. Oh, I think I need to go back to Thavnir. I think something's happened. Oh, I need to go back. Oh, God, I can't read the books. Oh. I tried. You labour for what feels like an age as Ystola's research assistant. Alright, and quest done. Oh dear, you look exhausted. What about your studies? Were you able to find any books on the subjects I mentioned? Then the day was well spent. Should you wish to read them again, a mama at the reference desk will point you in the right direction. For the moment, though, I suggest you take a well-deserved rest. We might be occupied with our research for quite some time. That was a lot. That was so much reading. Alize. Ready for a tea break, not so? I know I am. Honestly, my neck and shoulders are going to calcify if I don't stretch my legs and walk around for a bit. You know the last stand down in the harbour, don't you? Come and meet me near the outside tables. I'll treat you to their coffee. It's quite good. Alright, let's head over to the harbour. But yeah, as I said, like, I'm hoping to get the first dungeon done today. If not this stream, then definitely the one tonight. If everything kind of holds up for tonight. Because you just never know with my internet, you know. It can be dicey. But yeah, I thought there was going to be like a proper, like, update file for 14 today, but there wasn't. Which kind of surprised me. But then I think there was nothing new going in. Like, a lot of the stuff was basically just kind of getting kind of changed. Like, I think they changed a lot in the PvP, and I think the new season of Crystalline Conflict started, but not like the new series. I think the series is 6.4. As busy as ever, I see. How very Charlene that no other gourmet cafe has sprung up to compete for customers. Actually, this crowd gives me an idea. Before we place an order, why don't we ask a few questions and gauge the mood of the city? I'm interested to hear what the average citizen has to say about the Telephoroi. We might even learn something new. Worth a try, don't you think? Then Ozzy's just sticking with me. What is it? Can a man not enjoy a moment of private respite? If you're looking for us to share a table, then I respectfully request that you look elsewhere. You misunderstand, sir. We are simply wondering if you knew of the Telephoroi. These enemies of peace have promised an end to all we hold dear, and... Wait, you're the Haslevia girl, aren't you? And this man with you is obviously a foreigner. I heard you are discerned for helping outsiders indulge their barbaric whims, and here you are giving truth to the rumour. I'll thank you to leave me be. I've not to say to the likes of you. Well, I must apologise. 'Twas foolish of me to expect an ounce of civility from one so enlightened. Come, not so. Give me 2 seconds, Alice. I want to deal with this prick myself. Hold on, death! I will take your head off! Ah! Your deck! Soul slice! Oh. Wait. Oh, shit, I've got soul slice in the wrong bit. Oops! Nope! Turns out I've actually... How the hell did I do that? Soul scythe! There we go! Yeah! God, this thing's stronger than freaking Zodiac himself. Jesus Christ. Well, I tried. I tried to beat him up, but he wasn't for having it. Yes, I don't believe I've had the pleasure. Pray excuse the interruption, but we were hoping you might share your thoughts on the Telephoroi and their unconscionable plans. My goodness, if it isn't the young Miss Livea. My apologies by working the offices of the forum, and if word reached Master Fortunal that I was helping you. I see. We're sorry to have bothered you. Alright, now I've got to speak to the best character in Endwalker. Dickon. See, Dickon? Love Dickon. Like, Dickon just is so good. Like, I could have Dickon all day. Okay, I'm going to stop with that now. Now I'm just getting crude. I promised myself in the last room I wasn't going to be so crude, because I'm doing this for charity. Welcome, sir. What can I offer you today? Wait, is that Miss Alice I see there? My word, how long has it been? Far too long. Meet Dickon, owner of The Last Stand. I used to frequent his cafe on occasion, in between lessons at the studio. Seems like an age ago now. I remember hearing that you and Master Alphonse had set up safe for 8 hours here, but then you never came back. Lately there's been gossip about your father disowning the pair of you. Everything alright at home? Everything's fantastic. It's complicated, and I hadn't expected complete strangers to be so familiar with our situation quite so quickly. Everyone has an opinion, it seems. Well, it is House Leveilleur. No matter how discreet Master Fortunal may have been, news of your family's doings never stays secret for long. Times being what they are, what brings you back to the city now of all times? We have questions, and only Charlene has the answers. Tell me, Master Dickon, have you heard anything about an apocalypse called the Final Days? What, like the end of the world? Nothing like that, I'm afraid. That's what you're here to find information on this apocalypse? Yes, whatever we can learn. Unfortunately, your patrons appear to be unwilling to speak with me. I wish there was more I could do to help. But maybe there is. You're a visitor to Charlene, aren't you? Then few will know your face. We should be able to pass you off as a server with none the wiser. We've just finished preparing a few orders. Strike up some friendly conversation while you're settling down the food and you might get the answers you're looking for. Not a bad idea, I hate to ask, but what do you think? Oh fine then, I'll do it. That's the spirit. Pay attention now, and I'll explain where each of these dishes needs to go. The tea set is for the chatty group sitting by the water's edge. Omelette is for one of our regulars, a Highlander by the name of Gisla. She's sitting at an outside table with a friend of hers. Behind them, you'll see a Mikote gentleman. He ordered the oven-baked lobster. Got that? Okay. So that's the chatty group that want the tea set. Oh, my tea set. Lovely, thank you. The tale for who? So I'm sorry, I've never heard of them or their final days. My friends and I are somewhat uninformed when it comes to current events. And if you want to hear about the ritual arcane practices of the 6th Astral era, common or historic, then I'd be happy to talk your ear off. Right, you wanted the omelette. Ah, finally, 2, 4, 6, 8. Let's dig in, no time to waste. Hey, I actually made that work. Go me. What, the Telephoroi? Ah yes, I remember seeing the name in the latest Gazette. That and some grand claim about the end of days. Same old senseless warmongering. When will these fools grow tired of spilling each other's blood? Best day out of it, I say. The forum made the right choice, and I fully support our decision to remain neutral. What will I serve? Our Bane banter with a smile. I should have done that one. At last, the oven-baked lobster is mine. You have no idea how long I've scrimped and saved and suffered to afford this heavenly dish. The final days, this is first I've heard of it. Although that would explain why my friend has been rushed off his feet. It must be a busy time to be a gleaner. Oh, and we have our first clue. You don't know what a gleaner is? They're collectors of a sort. Travel the world procuring things that we haven't got here in Charlene. Priceless books, unusual life specimens, and so forth. So named for those folk who trail after the reapers in the fields. I'm a reaper. Picking up every grain which was missed. I, by all accounts, gleaning is the most meticulous and demanding profession. If these Telephoroi make good in their audacious threats, then many uncatalogued rarities could be lost forever. Why else would the gleaners be buzzing about in such a frenzy? Watch the harbour and you'll see what I mean. They're carting in loads from the docks all day. It's never been this hectic before, not like this. Alright, we have a hint of gleaners. Any trouble with the customers? Were you able to get any talking? I got one. Interesting, they seem unaware of the final days, aside from whatever vague news the gazettes are printing. Even Dickon had nothing to offer, and he's the best source of gossip in the city. If the forum does not have secret knowledge, then they've done an impressive job of ensuring no one whispers it in the wrong ear. In any case, thank you for playing the part so well. Here, a cup of coffee I promised. But let's enjoy our drinks somewhere else, shall we? Maybe behind the pedestal, away from gossips and the wagging tongues? God, the music is so soothing here. Yes, this should do nicely. Out of the wind and out of sight.
When our father disowned us, I couldn't believe what I was hearing.
Right, I'm probably gonna raise my voice for this cutscene, so I'm not gonna talk.
Feel the weight of what it meant. remember when the decision was made to come to Charlian. Graha said that the Forum was determined to keep us in the dark, and that Father's venomous performance was part of that strategy, to keep us at arm's length. Perhaps it was. Father argued with Grandfather on many occasions, but never with such dismissive contempt. And when he demanded what justifies the sacrifices we make in war, I honestly didn't know what to say. Neither did Alpha know, I know, but in a moment did I believe we had made the wrong choice. So all I could do was fume silently. It was only afterwards that I realized how childish I had been. How being stubborn and self-righteous must run in the family. If I could have just mustered a civil response, then things might have turned out differently. They must be ferrying goods to Labyrinthos. A vast complex beneath the island. Charlian is famous for archiving knowledge from around the world. Well, that knowledge is not preserved exclusively in dusty tomes and desiccated samples. Our living library, comprised of all manner of flora and fauna, is housed and studied within that underground facility. Still, that did seem to be an unusually large shipment. When I lived here, it was rare to even see such cargo transported by boat. Wait! Didn't you hear something in the last stand about the gleaners coming and going more than usual? Well, I think they're the ones we saw manning those boats. And gleaners answer to the Forum. If the appearance of the Telophoroi prompted this sudden burst of activity, then Labyrinthos may hold a clue as to what the Forum is planning.
Alright, so we're going to Labyrinthos. That's kind of the next plan of attack. A labyrinthine descent. We should tell the others what we've learned about the Gleaners. Go on ahead to Numenon and I'll join you in a moment. Master Dickon will want his cups back. See, I think Baldacian, Annex and Studium are pretty much the same. No, I think Studium might be a touch closer. But yeah, at least I've managed to make my boy look a little bit more respectable now. Because I kid you not, like, I gave him some of the dumbest glams imaginable. Like, I had my man here wearing high heels. Like, he had the frontier pumps going, like, he was wearing high heels. He was wearing, like, really skimpy outfits. I don't know why. But it was interesting. But yeah, I don't think I've shown all of them. Oh, German ship guy coming in with the raid. Thank you very much, sir. I hope your stream went well. What were you up to? If you are coming in from German Ship Guy stream, I'm not so surprised. I'm a Final Fantasy 14 streamer doing some fundraising for St. Jude. And the nicest goose, thank you for the follow. Still trying to get him through ARR. Alright. Okay. God, yeah, I've actually got a challenge set for Realm Reborn if I raise $1,500 for St. Jude this year. If I manage to get to 1,500, I'm doing a Realm Reborn, but I'm going to completely solo it, so duty support only, no vendors, no market boards, like no retainers. So we're gonna, so I'll do that if I hit 1500. Like I'm still kind of starting out with this fundraising, so but I've got like 2 months to hit it. But yeah, so we're fundraising for St. Jude. This is the second stream of it. Just to kind of try and kind of do some good this year. I always try and do St. Jude fundraising every year, and it's for 2 months this time round as opposed to a month. So the hope is to hit 1500, do the challenge, and then I've actually got a stretch goal at 2000, which if I reach $2,000 somehow, I don't think it'll happen, but you never know. $2,000, I'll do the exact same challenge, ARR solo, and try do it deathless. So if I die, runs over. Yeah, slowly working through ARR, but yeah, level 58 White Mage, good, awesome. Like, ARR's a slog. Like, I will say this, ARR's a bit of a slog, but it really, like, even then, it's still a good story. So is it your first playthrough of ARR, or have you played this before? It is. Alright. Welcome back, Not So. Been for a walk and cleared your head, have you? Not exactly. We did some impromptu investigating and turned up. So post ARR in its first playthrough. Alright. Well, maybe came in at an interesting time because I'm playing Endwalker. I'm playing like the last expansion. So just throwing that out there in case you like spoilers. Well, I'm not like too far into Endwalker, but we started playing about the same time, but I'm almost into post Stormblood. He's post ARR. Close and close at finishing, yeah. But yeah, once you kind of get past the slog that is ARR, like, the game really does get better. Like, it's almost like if you can take the punches, roll with the punches with ARR, you get into Heaven's Ward, and it's just god tier. Anyway, so not exactly, but then done that. But yeah, also as well, before I forget, if you do want to donate to St. Jude, I do have a panel. I keep forgetting. I've got to mention this at the top of the stream. If you do want to donate to St. Jude, there is a panel underneath the stream, and you can donate from there. And also, I've got something that you might like. I've got a donation war going. So later on this year, I'm hoping to take on my first ultimate. Probably about October. Lord of Thunder, thank you for the follow. And Nicest Goose, thank you for the sub. Why is my stream elements not working? My stream elements isn't working. It's not like popping up with anything. Hold up. But Nicest Goose, thank you for the sub. Very much appreciated. Like, welcome to the Not So Super Squad. You're the first sub I've had in fucking donkey's years. Oh, there my alert box works. There. Everything's working now. Right, so that's my stream elements up and running. That should be it now. Alright. And German Ship Guy, thank you for the follow as well. But yeah. There we go, there's the song. What is going on with my stream alerts? What is going on with my stream alerts? My stream alerts is not working. Because I'm supposed to have... It says I'm not watching with audio, but I am. Okay, that's weird. Yeah. Twitch things, eh? Right, let me check something, because my stream alerts is not working. I don't know if it's because I wasn't logged in. What is going on? Stream alerts, are you okay? Try this again. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Because it should be my stream elements. Like, stream elements has like all my commands. Maybe try to log out and log back in. Because that's strange. In fact, here's what I'll do. Where is it? But yeah, if you do want to donate to St. Jude, there's a link there. So for $5 you can make me win spin my Wheel of Vengeance. So I will spin the wheel and I do one of those. $10 you make me eat. Oh no, I've just dropped something. Oops. $10. You make me eat a Bean Boozled bean. Like, so, this is actually still not even opened. So, $10 for that. 15, I will wear these for 10 minutes, which I cannot see a thing out of these. 25, I will wear this for half an hour. It says a chicken hat. So, you can make me wear this. And then for $50, $50, you can make me change my class. So, with the class, if you can change it to a class like of your choosing, but if you give me a class that isn't Endwalker ready, I have to stay in that class until I either get it to where I am, or someone else donates $50 and changes the class. So, do with that what you will. Like, but yeah, like, that'll be an interesting one if I have to change my class. Like, I've not told anyone what my classes are, like what level anything is. So the only class that people know right now is Reaper. Reaper is 83. That's the only one they know. Like, they don't know anything else. Anyway, let's get back to this cutscene, shall we? Let's see what theory we can build from the facts. As Stola observed earlier, Numenon's archives appear to contain no information concerning the final days. Coupled with what Not So and Alice learned at the last stand, we can be reasonably sure that most Charlene know nothing of that particular period of ancient history. Yet my father and his colleagues are not only familiar with the final days, but are also somehow certain that the destruction being perpetrated by the Telephoroi is wholly unlike these apocalyptic events. Moreover, the Forum claims to be so occupied by a duty of such pressing importance that they saw fit to unanimously deny Eosia's request for aid. But yeah, I don't know what is going on. Like, wait, stream elements. Right, try, log out, log back in. See if maybe just logging out and back in, maybe. Chatbot. See if maybe that will get it to kick on. Just try to make sure that everything's actually working properly. There we go. Right, and now the Gleaners, official agents of the state, have been mobilised on an unprecedented scale. I do not think it's a stretch to conclude that the Gleaners' recent activities are in service to the Forum's secretive ends. In which case, our next course of action seems obvious. We visit Labyrinthus and assess the situation for ourselves, and if we're lucky, the Gleaners will be far more receptive to our questions. Anything would be better than burying my head in another dusty book. Oh, also as well, I forgot to mention, if I raise $1,000 for St. Jude, my bunny boy turns into a Lalafell. So, yeah, that's going to hurt a lot. I understand not everyone is a studious type. Consider this a welcome change of pace then. As for myself, there are a few more subjects I would like to research. I may join you later, but feel free to leave behind your borrowed books and be on your way. I'll see to it that each is returned to its proper place. That would be a great help. Thank you, Raha. But yeah, like I kind of went, right, $1,000 to turn him into a Lalafell. Like, look at him. He's so sweet, so precious. And him being a Lalafell's going to hurt me in my soul. Let's head downstairs over there and I'll show you where the entrance is. You enjoy the voice? That's what I like to hear. People love my voice. They say I've got one of the best Scottish voices on Twitch. That used to be my whole gimmick for a good few months. Maybe I need to bring that gimmick back. Ready? Labyrinthus is not too far from here, but you may find the path a bit disorienting. I'll take the lead, so stay close. Okay, on you go, Alice. Oh, I need to speak to her. No. Oh, don't do the RP walk, Alice. And I'm RP walking and I'm still faster than her. Alice, come on. Oh, shut up and run. Because I don't think I can go any slower. Like, I'm just RP walking and I'm still zooming past her. Right, I've got to try and... Oh, now you're gonna run? Oh, please, please run. Thank you. This game loves to troll me. See, now that Alice's run is actually a bit more bearable. Alright, now we're going this way. If you start walking again, Alice... Oh, thank you. Thank you. You are merciful. Why couldn't they have just made this quest be like, okay, teleport to here? I think we're going this way. My god, Alice, you're so slow. Come on. Oh, there we go. Now we're done. Here we are, through this door and down the stairs. You did remember to attune to the shard back there, didn't you? It will make your life much easier if you need to come back in a hurry. Otherwise, we should keep moving. Why didn't we just go to the crystal before, Alice, you... Twins. So yeah, I don't know if we can actually go in here yet, can we? Oh, we can. Sup, peeps? I'm here. Champion of Eosia, right here. There's no one here. There's no one. Okay then, I guess I'll go. Totally to avert the end of days. Yeah, totally. Gonna go against yous and try and stop it, because you guys won't. Yeah, totally. Alright, Kryl, what's up? We're all here now, yes? I've taken the liberty of securing permission for our group's descent. Right, everyone onto the lift and down we go.
Deep beneath the scholar's city shines
all right,
a
here we are.
within a fabricated sky. In any age exist those who consider the floor an extension of their bookshelves, and this vault's architects surely belonged to that special breed. If the stack grows too high, start a new one. If no room remains, then make more rooms.
I could listen to Emmett all day.
At first, and then bit by bit, a profound transformation. Knowledge buried beneath knowledge, a growing, creeping labyrinth from which there is no escape.
Alright, Labyrinthus. So, we've got a little bit of cover in here, and then this bit will probably take a couple hours. What I'll do is I'll wrap up this quest and I'll go for a quick breather. Because I've been going for about an hour now.
What you expected. I must admit, the artifice is very convincing. But I assure you that we are beneath Sharlayan itself. The breeze you feel, the flowing waters you hear, all created by the hand of man.
The island is volcanic, you see, and once upon a time this great hollow must have been a reservoir for magma.
But yeah, Labyrinthus, I kid you not, oh my god, the size of it.
as a storage facility.
It is
for
massive.
scrolls and samples and such. Renovations have continued, with nigh on no interruption to this day, with the lower levels still undergoing expansion.
Aren't those people gleaners?
Yep, there's some of the gleaners there.
Aye, judging by their dress. They are said to work alone as a rule, but 'twould seem that rule is being enthusiastically broken today. It may be as you suspected, that they are engaged in a task apart from the norm.
Let's spread out and get some answers then.
Oh yeah, I forgot that 14, well, Crystal's going down for a little bit. Like, for those that haven't heard, Crystal's going to go down, I think, from about 3:30 to 4:30, well, so it's going down about half an hour.
Did you call to me just now?
Because there's something going, like, something's happened with cross-world link shells. Like, I think when you updated hardware, like, something happened.
I must be a bit dizzy from the descent. I'll be fine, I'm sure. Let's get to work, shall we?
So yeah, it was like something to do with the like the crossworld lung shells, because a few people tweeted out. I actually haven't checked mine, but I imagine if it's happened where a few folk and crystals happened to me as well. But a lot of crossworld link shells have ended up being kind of deleted. So I think it's only hit crystal players because crystal logic, apparently. So the 14 on crystal, if you're playing on crystal, you're gonna be forced to log out for about an hour. They're saying it's gonna take about an hour. It might be not as long, maybe half hour, 45 minutes max. So just in case you do play in crystal, and you're on right now, probably best to make sure you're not doing anything kind of crazy, because you will be logged out. You want to know what I'm doing? Hauling books and fauna. If it needs hauling, I haul it. Every decade or so, they take stock in Labyrinthus, you know, sort and tidy up the infantry. Never seen an operation like this before, though. They just did one a few summers ago, even. Then, with no warning at all, this mess gets dropped in our laps. Orders from on high. Damned if I know the reason. Could it be that they're changing the layout, eh? Preparing for the next big expansion? And we're preparing for the next big expansion. We're waiting for 7.0! Well, in between now and 7.0, I have another couple of relic grinds to do. The thought of that makes me want to cry. For those that don't know, like, I've actually gone to my Twitch bio as well. I am the guy who grinded all 19 Mandeville relics and the amazing Mandeville relics twice. Well, no, I've done the 2 stages, but I basically done the exact same grind twice. The 1500 tomes per weapon grind, so 28,500 tomes to complete one stage. I've done that twice because they Square freaking copy pasted. That was torture. And for those curious how many days it took, 16 each. So I've spent in total of a month doing 2 stages. And I'm hedging my bets right now. Right, see 6.45, I'm willing to bet this house that 6.45 when next relic stage drops, it's going to be copy paste. I'm calling it now. It's either going to be copy paste or we're running Shadowbringers. It's going to be one of those. Let me think. The Rhea Seed should be item 1058, Human Seeds 1059, Snubbleberry 1060, or where the 1061? My head feels like it's stuffed with Moko grass. Why more loads to take out than carry in? Why do all this at once and risk mixing it up? What if someone mistakes the Querthan carrots for Girabanian carrots? What then? They are doing okay. This dude seems very nice. Oh, you're talking to the Lalafell. I'm kind of like, is he talking to the freaking sky? You're here to help or give me more headaches, because you don't have the look of a gleaner, and I'm no mood for idle chatter. One of my colleagues was so exhausted he took a tumble and crashed into a pile of crates. Now have a pack of marmots running loose. Lovely. If you need marmots killed, I'm your boy. In your luck not so, what tales did the gleaners have to tell? So this grand operation began without warning, and for every item they bring in, they're sending more inventory somewhere else. That would explain the haggard faces I've been seeing. We were right, the Forum is definitely up to something, and they're turning Labyrinthus upside down the process. Alright, I'm very quickly going to go for a quick break. Oh my god. Just kind of get up and move around and kind of stretch legs, because my legs are sore right now. And then I might actually have a look and see what's going on with Stream Elements, because I have no idea what is happening. Because for some reason, Stream Elements is just not working. Like, the bot's not working. I don't know if there's really anything I can do. Right, so I'll be back in a little bit. It'll just be a couple of minutes. So, well, that's kind of going on. Here, I'll just let you look at my bunny boy. Just stare at him. Just stare at him for a couple of minutes. I'll be back in a hot minute. Right, that's fine. Okay, back in a bit. Alright, thanks for waiting. But yeah, I just need to kind of get up and stretch my legs. Oh, man. Like, sometimes, like, I will say, I've been sitting for the past sort of few hours because I ended up getting on quite late today due to kind of having to wait about. Because we were having folk come, like, measure windows and stuff like that. Jeez, oh, I'm walking up the stairs and I'm knackered. Jeez, oh. I am not as fit as I used to be. Anyway, right. back to it, shall we? Let me just double check everything's kinda working fine, and yeah. Okay, let's go. Right, Kryl. We would do well to learn more of what specifically the Gleaners are being tasked to do, as well as who tasked them to do it. If you're game not so, I have an idea. Well, I mean, I'm game. I'm really, I'm getting down to eye level with Kryl like that. I'm sorry, but that's patronising. Didn't one of the Gleaners' question say something about escaped marmots? Perhaps if you were to help him capture said creatures, he might be inclined towards a more friendly and enlightening conversation. In the meantime, I will turn my charms up upon this Gleaner here. We can compare notes afterwards. Happy hunting! So yeah, do I get... Oh wait, yeah, I need to go over there. Like, we'll be hitting that bit soon. I think the Ethernet is actually more from Charlie into here. You wish to help me find the marmots? I've nothing suitable to pay you for your services, but if you're offering out the goodness of your heart, I'd welcome the assistance. Name is Erinville, friend, specialist in the collection of live specimens. That said, the capture of these Naxian marmots is a trial I have no desire to repeat. Grizzled mice, they call them. For a mercy, there are no other marmot species on this tier at present, so there should be no mistaking our little fugitives. If you happen to catch any, stuff them in this sack. Gently, of course. You have it. You've got it, Erinville. I'll do it. Where to begin, you wonder? I've not seen any scampering around here, so we'll need to wind our search into the surrounding forest. Be on your guard. There are beasts out there that won't hesitate to prey on a marmot. Or you. I'll search trees to the west. The eastern part of the forest is all yours. Good luck. Alright. Let's go, Margalia. In fact, one thing I've noticed as well, like, if you cannot look, like, his hand is barely touching the wheel. Like, he's not even summoning it. Like, he's literally just, he's force controlling the wheel. And it's not, doesn't even turn. Come on, 14. We need realism in this game. Give us realistic cars. Anyway, let's go find marmots. I have no idea where I have to go, so, oh, I see it. I see it. Let's also... Alright, I've got Hunting Coyote. Like, I'll say this, it feels weird playing on NA, no, feels weird playing on EU, because EU, like, I'm supposed to be playing EU servers, right? Because I'm in Scotland. So I should be playing EU servers like Chaos and Light. Instead, I play NA. Because there's an FC that I'm part of, and, like, I quite like it there. Like, I will say this, Crystal is probably one of the most chill servers. Like, it's probably the most chill data center. Like, I have had hardly any issues in Crystal in the time I played this game. And I've been there a good couple of years. I have had one or two people kind of be a bit kind of... Don't want to say rough, but like, kind of not learn to kind of respect boundaries, but that's about it. Oh, we've got another one. So yeah, Chris has been pretty good. Light, Light's okay. Like, I have had one or two kind of bad experiences. Like, some folk can be quite, kind of fickle. I've got one more to the north. Because, like, I did kind of do a dungeon one day. I think it was like a Realm Reborn. I think it was not like Tamtara. No, it was Tamtara. It was 1000 Moz. And, like, we had someone DC in the run. Like, someone DC'd, and they had DC'd a good few minutes. Like, they had been out for a solid 5 minutes. So, we thought, right, we'll kind of go on. We'll just kind of go on and see if they come back. And then, if we get to the last boss, and they're not back then. Because I think they DC'd after the second boss. So I thought, right, we'll just go on to the last boss, and then if they don't come back, we'll kick them. And then literally, as we got to the last boss, now bear in mind, they had been out of the run for about 5 minutes. So we waited patiently for them. And they basically turned around and started going, oh, thanks for waiting. It's like, dude, you were out for 5 minutes. Like, they actually should consider themselves lucky that we didn't actually outright kick them out. Because some folk, like, when you DC, sometimes folk are very quick to just go kick. They'll maybe give you like 2 minutes tops and then be like, oh, they're not back, goodbye. We actually waited. And they were sitting there complaining, it's like, oh my god, you didn't wait for me. It's like, we didn't even know if they were coming back to begin with. But yeah, like, Light, if I'm being completely honest, has some rather impatient people. Like, and I will be honest with that. Like, Light has got so many impatient players. Right, Erenville. How'd you fare? I tracked down 3 of the pack, which leaves 1 accounted for. Ah, there's the odd marmot out. Wait here a moment while I put our friends in a holding cage. I thought I was hearing something there. I thought I was hearing like an alarm. Thankfully the marmots seem to be unharmed. They've held up well in isolation, but it's too soon to release them into the habitat. It's a good thing we were able to recapture them so swiftly. You have my thanks. So who tasked you to capture them in the first place? Why, the authority in charge of Labyrinthus, now in perpetuity. The same officials who's had us working day and night of late. The honourable members of the forum. Who else? Suitable for consumption and easy to breed. Not the only thing easy to breed. Those were the 2 conditions I was given for the stock I was instructed to procure. I don't know what the forum has planned for these creatures, but at the very least I doubt they'll be served for dinner today or tomorrow. There you are, not so. Is this the cleaner you mentioned, the one who was looking for lost marmots? Interesting company you keep, friend. Who are you folk anyway? I am Kryl of the Students of Baldessian. These others are my associates. Truth be told, the forum's decisions of late have not sat entirely well with us. That is why we made the descent to Labyrinthus. We hope that by seeing these decisions put into action, we might more fully understand their reasoning. Wise and practical. Never hurts to try and gain a broader perspective, does it? Anyway, duty calls other animals to capture enclosures to empty. Once again, I'm sorry that I can't offer you more for your services. I love you, Erenville. Did you learn anything new from your friend there? Basically, just the forums going ham and putting them all up to things. So we've confirmed that the order for this ambitious operation did indeed come directly from the forum. However, the Gleaners have not been informed of its purpose. I say that fits with everything we've heard thus far. We've also discovered when the operation was begun. The forum contacted the Gleaners Guild ship and put their people to this great work some 4 days after the Telephoroi made their chilling declaration. As seasoned travellers, the Gleaners keep abreast of news from every corner of the world out of necessity. Thus I am inclined to trust that their calendar of events is accurate. Altogether, it gives a distinct impression that this undertaking was a sudden and unexpected development. Yet I find it hard to believe that such a comprehensive restructuring of Labyrinthus and its archives could have been planned in so brief a window. Nay, this plan was long in the making, but they were awaiting the right time to put it into effect. And the Telephoroi's declaration was what set it all in motion? It seems likely. Likely? Oh god, I'm thinking this twice. Something I may like it. I'm not singing it. It seems likely, but let us not leap to conclusions just yet. For the moment, I suggest we conduct a wider investigation of Labyrinthus. The more facilities we visit, the more pieces of the puzzle we stand to find. In that case, how about we head to the Archaeon? From there we can reach the lower... Kryl, what's wrong? I'm fine, truly. Sudden descent has left me with a bit of a headache, that's all. Nothing will stop me from soldiering on. Let us be about it then. At least allow me to take the lead. I'm fairly certain I remember the way to the Archaean. We followed the path east, through the forest where you were chasing after that mouse. Or marmot, was it? Anyway, 'tis the trolls you need to watch out for. Alright, let's head east. Ooh, I think, yep, I'll gain a level, I think, here now. Yep, 448k, and I only need 300k. Less than that, actually. Just over 200, so we're gonna level to 84. Do I get anything at 84? Nope. No. Next thing's at 86. And I don't get Communio to 90. And Communio's a good ability. Right, nearly there. What I'll do is I'll attune first, that way I don't forget. Right, troops, I'm here, but give me 2 tags, I'm gonna go attune. Just driving right through them. In my Gaia. Alright, Alpha Node. Behold the Archaean, as Numenon serves as Charlene's literary. I can't word today. Literary archive. So does this structure house the city's wealth of material data. The architecture too is similar. The building you see is merely the upper entrance and an access point to the vaults carved into the cliffside itself. Within those vast rooms are stored countless samples and specimens, as well as the detailed records which describe them. In manner of speaking, the Archaean contains a physical history of Charlene's unwavering dedication to the accumulation of knowledge. But I can't say literary. Alright, so we've got Enhanced Arcane Crest and Death Sign Mastery 2. So, Crest of Time now gives Regen. So, if you use Arcane Crest and the barrier gets used up, you basically get Regen. So, it's a very, you got to time it perfectly. And Death Sign Mastery, Slice is 320, and Wax is Slice to 160, Inferno Slice to 180, but with that, it's actually increased the potency quite strongly. So, you deal more damage. Deeper into the maze. Well, we won't learn anything of value standing out here. Let's proceed into the main building and speak with the custodian. Yep, so we're going this way. Is this going to be a long cutscene that I have to speak again? Yes, it is. Greetings, we're here to peruse the Archaean's vaults. Peruse? You are certainly not gleaners then. Might I ask your affiliation? We belong to the students of Baldessian, but is that relevant? I was given to believe that the vaults, those open to the public at least, were open to the public. Ordinarily, yes, that would be the case. At present, however, access is restricted. Only persons directly involved in the reorganisation efforts are permitted to enter. Not us then, I suppose we better move along to another facility. This building has a lift which connects to the middle tier, yes. Might we at least make use of that? Oh, you douche canoe. That service has also been suspended, I am afraid. For the time being, priority has been given over to the conveyance of inventory. What? So this is as far as we can go? I apologise for the inconvenience. Please come again after our restructuring operation is concluded. By that time it will be too late, and we were getting so close to getting answers. We need to rethink our approach. Let's step outside for the moment, shall we? Students of Baldesion. I think he's onto us. I think he thinks we're sus. We are at an impasse. As we have no other leads, I'd like to pursue this one further. Smalls Biggie. What a name. But I doubt that our stone-faced custodian will be swayed by heartfelt pleas. We must seek another means to access the lower levels. 'Tis likely that the people in this area are involved in the restructuring in one way or another. If we are to ingratiate ourselves, they might allow us to accompany them on the lift. Let us ask around. Surely someone is in need of a few strong packs to lighten the load. I think I need to go blow my nose. Oh my god. It's like, I don't think it's hay fever. I think it's just my nose is just being very annoying. So I need to speak to a couple of people. When your girlfriend won't quiet down, shush shush baby. Bemused student. Hello. Am I taking a lift? Oh no, we're just students. They won't let us into the arcane, even though we found... Actually, we have no idea what it is we found. There's no record of such a creature anywhere. But it was wandering around Tranquility, so we thought to donate it to the vaults. Oh, just let it squeal, don't you think? Anyway, I suppose we'll have to take care of it until the arcane is open again. Easy, that's my chat. My chat's in there. Wait. Nope. It's me. I'm in it. It's me. I'm the creature in it. I'm the creature in the box. Plot twist. That's right. Big plot twist. I am the creature in your box, pal. Alright, that's the end of that bit. I am the kind of person that I will do something really stupid and laugh at my own stupid joke. Like, because like, I'll watch some of the clips back from my last stream, and oh my god, I have the humour. I have the, like, I have the humour of a 5-year-old. I laugh at my own stupid jokes. What's that? Take you down the lift with me? Sorry, but not a chance. I've been up and down all day, and only now I have finally found a spare moment to rest. I did see a gleaner fellow heading out the gate there, though, shouldering a large pack, engaged in some manner of task. Maybe he'll be headed down below after he's done with whatever it is he's doing. Alright, so I've got to head out, if the game will let me. Oh, this is quite a big area to search, so this could be fun. Oh, there's Erenville again. But god, I love Reaper. So, I've completely forgot to mention about the kind of, the ultimate. So, for the donation ward, so the donation ward is to pick my class for my ultimate. So, you have 5 choices. You have, for tank, Gunbreaker, for healer, Astro, for melee, Reaper, for ranged dancer, for caster, Black Mage. Now, I will say this now. Please don't make me go Black Mage. Please don't. Please don't make me go Black Mage. I'm good at Black Mage, but doing it in an ultimate where you have to be really freaking dead on with your movement and your timing of your burst phases. I think that about sums it up. Like, if I had to pick a class, I'd like to go either Gunny or Astro or Reaper. I mean, Dancer I could do as well. Like, Dancer is a really good class for me. It's probably one of my strongest classes. But if you give me Black Mage, I may actually cry. Just throwing that out there now. You wish to help me with this too? You spend your time in unusual ways, my friend. Still, 2 hunters are generally better than 1. Very well. The canal here is a common gathering spot for birds of all kinds, but the one I'm after today is the hornbill. Its feathers are green, and its cry a distinctive caw. Single it out and shoot it with this sleeping dart. The effects are short-lived, so I will lie and wait down by the riverbank to claim our quarry. Be sure to hit the right one. Right, so I've got to search. So it's green feathers. And it's got a distinct cry. So it's not that one. It's not that one. So it's either that one or the one going work. I have sedated the wrong bird. Fuck! It's that one. Oh my god. That's the... What? That's the wrong one as well? Oh, it must be hiding. So it must be that one. It has to be that one. That's the only other one on the screen. Okay, we got the one. Third time's a charm. Easy as that. Alright, Erenville, grab the bird.
Fair shot.
Oh, good voice acting.
Nicely done. Let me truss this one up and I'll make my way over to you.
Well, we're actually progressing through this bit quite quick, which is great, so I'm happy with that.
You are. Any new revelations?
Oh yeah, I've got as well, like Twitter's all changed now. Twitter has the Doge logo.
So you met with that gleaner again, this time to capture a hornbill.
Yep. And I captured it because I'm a pro.
And bringing in creatures from the outside. But what's the point of chasing after ones already here?
Oh, it's a simple thing, really. Occasionally, we remove specimens no longer needed for study, or those we've had difficulty raising. But we can't simply turn them loose. Safely returning such creatures to their native habitats is another facet of a cleaner's duties. But not in this case, I'm afraid. I've been asked to bring the bird below.
Oh, I was gonna pet Erenville there. I was gonna be like, there, Erenville.
The restricted section in the lower levels of Labyrinthos. Open only to a select few researchers handpicked by the Forum. The projects down there are the subject of rumor and hearsay. Forbidden magics. Advanced technologies that can never be allowed to fall into outside hands. Even Archons are not privy to the truth. Those who are, the researchers involved in this secretive work, are not permitted to walk freely in the city, and are instead required to live in isolated quarters.
What could a facility subject to such strict security protocols possibly need with a hornbill? An experiment?
Possibly. I wasn't afforded an explanation. But judging by the requisition list given to me and my colleagues, I doubt it's for any kind of advanced research. I'd be more inclined to believe we were making preparations to migrate to the south. Mericidia or thereabouts.
What? Why would you say that?
Much of the flora and fauna we were asked to procure could serve as reliable sources of sustenance. They're comparatively hardy species too, able to endure harsh climates. and among them are specimens known to be effective in improving soil quality and purifying water.
When you put it that way, migration does sound like a reasonable assumption.
Alright, so we're starting to kind of eke a little closer
That's all it is, though.
to the answer.
An assumption. Through our tasks, we gleaners glimpse only bits and pieces of the forum's plans. Our prime concern is that our requisitions, be they living or otherwise, are properly preserved for the knowledge of future generations. Now, I really must be going. I regret that I cannot reward you as you deserve.
Perhaps you might reward us after a fashion then. It is imperative that we reach the lower levels. And seeing as you are already set to descend with your assigned cargo, mayhap we could accompany you as your assistants.
You can't deny your stroller. Don't deny your
I'm
stroller.
afraid that won't be possible. Once the animals
Really,
have been
dude? You're going to deny the Queen?
put down separately via the lift.
Idiot.
I would
This
have
man out
thought
here
you
really
would
denying the
have
Queen.
my report,
See this dude
but
here?
I'm hardly
What a
considered
div.
post
He's
when
denying the
nothing will
Queen.
carry.
Indeed. Pray forget I said anything.
You don't deny Queen your stroller.
How do you feel about climbing? If you've strength and the courage to brave it, then there is another way down. This path leads to the 33rd facet, a mine shaft excavated during one of our expansions of Labyrinthos. While I cannot guarantee that the passage is safe to traverse, it should provide access to the medial circuit below.
I never even knew such a place existed.
Oh, there we go. So we can get down to the lower level.
This is the perfect solution.
You're quite welcome, but consider yourselves warned. If the going proves too treacherous, you do well to turn back. I bid you good day.
Well, turning back is hardly an option, not when we've come this far. Let's go and take a look at this mine shaft.
Thought I seen a wee glitch there on my screen. Probably nothing. Like, I thought Cryo glitched there for a second. I don't know why. But I think it was just my eyes playing tricks on me. Anyway. Alright, so we're heading to the mine shaft. Oh. Alright, so pretty much just got to head over there, and that's quest done. Well, at least we're level 84 now, so we're slowly getting there. Oh, I did not want to aggro those. Oops. The fate's up in like 2 minutes anyway. Wouldn't be worth doing anyway. Because I'm already pretty... like, I'm a decent level for this point already. And as I said, I actually do have classes at 90, so... Because I think it was this character... I think it was this one that I unlocked Reaper at level 70. But I done it without going into Heaven's Ward. I basically stayed in a Realm Reborn and grinded all the way to 70. It was hell. This must be at the entrance to the mine shaft. 'Tis faint, but I hear something moving within. Creatures home there by the researchers, you think? Well, slavering beats aside, we will need to watch our footing. We should tighten our straps and such before we continue. Alright, horse chestnut headgear. Nice. Not that these will be useful in any way, shape or form, because I think I'm wearing 510 gear, which should be alright. But if I'm like desperate, like, I should be okay for the first dungeon. Because I think the first dungeon will either be 495 or 500. So I should be good for that. Alright, let's go. Assuming everyone's tightened their straps and checked their gear, then I say we head on in. Given the terrain ahead though, might be wise to leave some distance between us. We don't want to be stumbling over each other if it comes to a fight. Take it slow and don't forget to check your surroundings from time to time. We can meet up again at the other end of the tunnel. Alright, so they're just going to ditch me and I have to walk through by myself. So I've got to go over here. But yeah, I should be alright with the enemies here. Because I'm level 84 and I've got really good gear. Well, my gear could be better. In fact, if I was really desperate, I could go to Yulmore and get a couple of bits of gear that are 530 if I was like absolutely desperate. Oh, can't use it. Like, if I was like really, really desperate to kind of get my eye level up, I could nip to, in fact, do you know what I could do? I can maybe nip over to Yulmore and grab maybe a couple of decent rings. Like, because there is the kind of little cheat you can do. Well, I wouldn't say it's a cheat, but more a kind of can actually make things up. Like, you can get 2 of an item if you know what to do. So here's what I'll do. Well, I'll do it when I get to the next Aetheryte. Just saying we have to trek all the way back. But once I get to the next Aetheryte, which it should be at Hamlet. Or, well, it might not be Hamlet, it might actually... Like, I might get kind of close to Hamlet and then maybe have to kind of call it quits in the area. But I think once I'm kind of done here, I'll go to Yulmore, I'll get 2 rings, and then maybe a kind of thing, a neck of slaying. Like a necklace of slaying. Because then if I get those, then that helps kind of bump up my level a little bit. Even like just getting it to like 515 or something, just it'll do so much better for me as opposed to kind of trying to kind of slug it out at a low eye level. But let's get rid of you first, since you have no health. Alright, so now we've got to turn the corner. Oh, hello. Foxy Sins, thank you for the follow. Very much appreciated. That scared me for a second. But yeah, welcome on in, Foxy. Hope you're doing well. Alright, and we are out this tunnel. We didn't die much. Everyone seems to have made it through without incident, nothing of consequence at least, and as promised, the tunnel has delivered us into the medial circuit. As I recall, this tier is where they keep a wide variety of samples for agricultural production. If Erenville's assumption holds true, that specimens are being collected in preparation for a great migration, try saying that 10 times fast, then we should see evidence of such plans in the area's research projects. Let us follow the path to the nearest farming facility and see what we see. So yeah, I don't know how much longer we have in this area, because I'm not sure. Do we go down there? Or, I think we go down to Charlie and Hamlet later. But yeah, I just need to remember that. Like, to go to Yulmore and get a couple of bits. Just to kind of slaying, just to try and bump up my level a bit. Just make sure that I'm good enough for the dungeon. Oh god, the grapes. I forgot they made the grapes different. Aha, now I know where we are. This is Merrill Agronomics. Labyrinthus is host to a wide variety of vegetation, which allows us to conduct studies on cultivation methods utilised in foreign lands. And it is this facility which coordinates and oversees those efforts. The fruits of their research go feed their Labyrinthus colleagues, or so I hear. More notable successes might make it to the Agora. Food so exotic you'd be hard pressed to guess their origin, let alone how they might taste. Indeed, mystery vegetables without a name, only a list of nutritional benefits scribbled on a card. I see no gleaners hereabouts, yet these workers seem to share that same sense of urgency. 'Tis possible they know something of the forum's plans and their underlying motivations, worth looking into, wouldn't you say? See what you can coax from the workers? The rest of us will do the same, man, or cast about for useful clues. See, when I arrived here it was all nice and bright, and now it's just rain. Alright, so we've got to find 3 people. Or items. Can't forget about the items. Alright, we got Jedka. Oh, hello there. We weren't expecting visitors. Not with use of the lift being restricted. How did you make it down here anyway? I flew. On a train. That went under the sea. Got him. The mine shaft, you say? Well, you're a much hardier soul than I. Under normal circumstances, I'd reward such tenacity with a guided tour of the field, but I'm afraid the forum has us filling order lists a man long. Massive yet detailed requests. Literal wagon loads of crop samples and hardly any time to put them together. When I first heard this grand reorganisation, I assumed we would be shuffling around old stock to make room for the new. Then came the orders for ridiculous quantities of seed, we've already thoroughly searched. Passing strange, eh? I pressed for an explanation, was met with vague assurances that all would be revealed in due course. Not the most satisfying answer. And this person here is a ghost. Right, so we've got 2 people up here. Let's speak with the overwhelmed labourer. Do I have ought to be taken down below? More than I can carry and then some. Most of our stock is sent off via the cargo lift, but some has been earmarked for aerial transport. Hence the stack of crates atop that hill over there. Gods, hauling the lot up the slope is a job and a half. Thank you for being so quick with your text. Oh my god. See, this is why I stick with like PvP games, because then I'm not having to talk a lot. What crops are we raising? Well, as you can see, this one is variety of grape. Only needs a good source of sunlight to grow, and the conditions here are nothing short of perfect. My brother Haloni. It is raining. Hardly surprising given it is native to a particular locale and the very place upon which Labyrinthos was modelled, a region in the south of Elsabard. It boasts remarkable habitat diversity, allowing for myriad flora and fauna to thrive. Chilly peaks in the north give way to swaths of temperate plains, which in turn transition to a hot, humid coastline. Such beautiful territories ever contested, as you may expect, used to be called Corvus before the Imperials renamed it Locus Ammonius. Among Us? Anyway, the forum saw it not as a prize, but as a researcher's ideal environment, one whose climates we strove to recreate within the confines of Labyrinthus. It's since provided a rich foundation for countless experiments and cultivation. Right, so I've got to find these stacked boxes that are over here. Guy said top of the hill, didn't he? Said they were like the top of the hill. Said taking them up there was a job and a half, so they're up here. Here they are. Labels in these crates tell the story of their contents, bundles of common seeds and saplings accompanied by sheaves of reports. Please be V8, please be V8, please be V8, please be V8. I'm going to have no voice by the end of this stream. Oh, look at the flowers.
Hard to look away, isn't it?
Oh, it's voice acted. Okay, I can raise my voice. Hi.
But they're more than pretty flowers. Heart blooms are attuned to ambient emotion. You don't seem convinced, but believe me, it's true. This ashen grey, for instance, it mirrors the anxiety and urgency of those working nearby as they rush to fulfill sudden orders. Intense feelings like those spur the petals to change colour. Bright glowing hues in the presence of joy. Dark subdued shades for frustration or despair. Yet even with
in fact, see these flowers? Right, I think the best way to explain these flowers, like, you know, like the mood rings you used to get, those like cheap £5 mood rings you get, and they like change colour? Yeah, that's basically these flowers. Funnily enough, I used to actually have, like, it was years ago, I went to, was it not like Skun Palace? Which palace in Scotland, that houses the apparent Stone of Destiny. And in the gift shop there was like a mid ring, it was like £5, and like it was too big for my finger, and then when I did have it on, like, I don't know what it was, but like it was like leaking. So like I'd take it off and my finger would be blue, but not like blue from it being tight, blue like there was some sort of dye in it, and it was like rubbing off on my finger.
Our attempts to study it via the historical record have been an exercise in...
I don't think I even have that ring anymore. I think I actually ended up breaking it. I think I was curious to see what was actually in it, so I kind of broke it all off, and yeah, I'm like, oh, it's broken now, bend it.
I'm afraid
God, that was so long ago now. I forget how long ago that was. I don't know if I was still in school when I went on that trip. Probably was. Probably like, it was either probably early secondary, I reckon, that trip. Well, not trip, it was a holiday.
Have you learned aught of interest? A flower that reacts to one's feelings. Strange. I must say, I have never heard of such a thing.
This is all very fascinating. But as it stands, we've failed to gain any significant insight into the Forum's undertaking.
Do the Forum even know what the Forum's doing?
Indeed. While there is certainly enough activity to support Erenville's supposition that a priority has been placed on improving food production, unfortunately for our investigation, these workers were never informed as to how their duties serve the master plan.
If only we could interrogate the Forum members directly.
Oh, who that?
Isn't that the entrance to the arcade?
Oh, it's Erenville again! It's the best boy!
Look, there. I think that's Erenville.
Obviously, Alice, eh? I just said it.
Little
Are you
difficult
deaf?
to tell from here, but I think you're right. He did say he was coming down to make his report.
Erenville receives his orders from the Forum. Would it not follow, then, that the superior to whom he reports is a Forum member? Or at least a close associate?
You mean to eavesdrop on their conversation? What of the risks?
Ours alone to bear. We won't interfere with Erenville's work, nor will he be implicated as an accomplice.
We're basically just gonna hang
If
out
you're not comfortable
nearby.
taking part, I can do this alone.
Yes, Queen. We love Y'shtola. She is
I said
Queen.
myself that I wish to know Father's intentions, and no answers will be forthcoming should we simply ask nicely.
We can apologize later, should it come to it. Right now, we need every crumb of information we can get our hands on. Consequences be damned.
It might be best if you came along as well. In fact, we should all... Crier?
Oh, yes. That certainly sounds like a plan.
I'm glad you agree.
quickly. Erenville is on the move. We need to get closer before we lose him.
Almost. I can almost reach you.
God, look at his eyes. It's not pretty. I should be in love with my own character, but anyone who knows me well will know I emotionally attach myself to all my Final Fantasy XIV characters, all 8 of them. Alright, quest done. Not you, Kryl, don't want to talk to you. Is Kryl still feeling unwell? I've never seen her so distracted. Keep an eye on her, but keep moving too. We can't let our quarry slip away. Alright, another quest done. Erenville was headed westwards along the path outside the arcane. Come, we can still catch him. See, you guys go round. I just go down. I give zero shits about my health. I will just jump off a cliff. I mean, I did do the freaking Kugani Tower. Again. I still can't believe I actually got the jump again. Well, I got it. What? Third try? Second try? Hold a moment, I have an idea. If memory serves, that colossal wall-like structure is Logisticon Beta, one of Labyrinth's climate control centres. It should have its own lifts, with which one could access the upper or lower tiers. Aye, for an Asian of the Forum, it would make a convenient meeting place. But even if we happen to find Erenville in the company of said agent, we cannot expect them to reveal issues of importance as we nonchalantly stroll past. Nay, we shall have to remain undetected. If only Graha and his vanish spell were here. Oh, but there are other ways of turning invisible. Hippity hop, my little toads. Goodness! Return to Pepe's. We are Pepe's. Unaccustomed to transfiguration, worry not, it will wear off with the passage of time. I suggest you and your green companions hop along and catch up with Erenville. Should you feel the magic's fading, return to me and I will refresh the enchantment. And what I to do in the meantime? Wait here with me. In your current state of mind, you'd be as likely to leap into the jaws of a predator as you would learn anything of note. Bit harsh, but true. Which reminds me, where are the creature's whereabouts? In that form, you're completely defenceless. You've changed into a toad, so I've got to stay as a toad in order to complete the quest. Ribbit, ribbit, ribbit. So we're actually like this for half an hour, so we've actually got plenty of time. But yeah, we'll literally just kind of go this way, and that's it. So that shouldn't be too bad. A quest. Oh yeah, I've got new PS Plus games, albeit now I reckon. Even though they are a massive freaking disappointment. Is it not like Return to Maker or something? Hold up, let me check what the games are again. PS Plus. Oh yeah, Sackboy's Big Adventure, Meet Your Maker, and Tales of Iron. So basically, meh. Like, really just mid-tier games. Alright, so now we just sit and listen. Oh, is that Erenville there? Yep.
I trust you will find your compensation to be more than satisfactory. We wish to make clear that we are pleased with the efficiency and thoroughness of your work. So much so that we have come bearing new tasks in need of
Wow, he basically completes the job and gets another one. That's like working nowadays, isn't it? If you're too efficient, you just get loaded with more work.
Another lengthy list. If I may speak frankly, the Gleaners have been pushed to the point of collapse by your unending demands. We are not familiars to be exploited. We are Charlayan scholars, and we deserve an explanation for this unseemly treatment. What warrants such urgency?
In an age long past, Charlayan was charged with a momentous duty. And now that word of the final days hangs heavy in the air, the time has come for us to fulfill that charge. I can say no more, but I promise you this. All will be revealed in due course. And when it has, you will understand that your toil is in service to the greatest good.
Then I will do your bidding. For now. But unless you wish the Gleaners to rise up in protest, I advise you to offer tangible improvements for our working conditions. Your promised revelation does nothing to address present circumstances.
A fair point. Your concerns will be conveyed to the Forum.
Right, is that it now? I think I might have figured out my stream elements. But now.
I hope that was informative. You may consider my debt to you repaid in full.
Let's try it now.
While I do have my reservations...
There we go! I fixed my bot.
I want to believe that they have our best interests at heart. Which is why I'm reassured that you're busy sniffing out the truth of things. We can ill afford to place all our eggs in one basket, this master plan of theirs, without first understanding the risks involved.
Don't know what was going on with the chat bot. Don't know why it wasn't working, but there we go. Got it fixed.
It was us?
Because Edenville is
You
smart.
need to impersonate a toad. Try studying the real thing. And don't try to fool an expert.
He's too good. He is too good. He is big-brained. I suppose we should have known a gleaner who specialises in animal procurement would not be so easily deceived, yet he seemed inclined to put his trust in us all the same. More importantly, perhaps, we discovered a new piece of the puzzle, this momentous duty this Forum Ancient mentioned. Charlayan has been called to action, and the Telephoroi's declaration was the catalyst. Whatever charge it is they hope to fulfill, they deem it of sufficient import to disrupt all of Labyrinthos, not to mention ignore Eosia's request for aid. Quest done. What duty could warrant the direct involvement of the Forum and the commitment of all its resources? Judging by what we've heard, none of the Gleaners were offered any kind of explanation. At this point, it seems abundantly clear that we will learn nothing new by pressing them further. We should head back to Ystral and Kryl for the moment, see what they think of this. Right, am I in a somewhat safe spot? Because if I am, I'm going to go for another quick breather again, because my throat is absolutely shot. I think I'm alright. Yeah, right, let me go for a quick break, just for a couple of minutes, because my throat is absolutely killing me at the moment. I think it is just the amount of dialogue I've had to read just in this stream, that it's been a lot. So, right. So, as I said as well, be sure to donate to St. Jude. The chatbot is now working again, so exclamation point St. Jude, it's already in the chat. And I'll be back in a couple of minutes. BRB. Alright, thanks for waiting. Right, I'll probably be live for about another hour-ish. Because it is kind of getting quite... Like, it's kind of getting quite late on the day. I'll be getting my dinner in about an hour and a half, so... I'll probably be live for about another hour or so. Like, if I can get to the end of Labyrinthus, then I've done alright. But I'll get dinner and then I'll see how I feel tonight. About doing another stream. If I'm like feeling really tired, then I'm probably gonna be safe and not do a stream. Because I don't know what's been going on with me lately, but I've been having a lot of like horrid fatigue. Like super tired. And I don't know if it's maybe just because I'm streaming again, I'm kind of doing a lot of this. Anyway, Yestola. Welcome back. I trust you found Erinville then. Yep, he recognised us instantly. Interesting. I had a feeling you would learn something important, even if that something was simply a confirmation that no one knows much of anything. We should share this with Kryl, then discuss how we'd like to proceed. Assuming we find her back at the farm, she was still behaving oddly, so I in hindsight. Would you mind checking near these flowers she was so entranced by? The rest of us can survey the more distant areas, just in case she decided to wander. I don't know why, but I felt as if I... Oh, what's going on? I'm buffering. Oh, I'm buffering in my end. Oh wait, no, it's just my computer. It's just my computer. Thought my internet was kind of having a little hissy fit there. Nah, I think my computer's just deciding it's wanting to have a wee hissy fit. Aye, because like the signal dropped on my computer. I don't know why it does it. So we're good, we're fine, nothing bad. We shouldn't be cutting out, hopefully. So I forget where Kryl is. I think Kryl goes back to the top of the hill where the flowers are at. I want to say. I'll check that since I'm kind of near it. Oh, I was right. It's as if I've played this before.
For you. The spell will keep it from wilting.
Oh, thank you, Kryl. You're so nice.
You need it for the journey ahead.
She?
Will you speak with her now? I cannot hope to match Minfilia's clarity, of course, but...
Thank you.
It's Hadlin again.
Do not worry. She has lent me her body for only a moment. Just as I could not save the first from the flood of light, it has become arduous for me to interact with the physical world without assistance. Though I might converse with you for a time, the incorporeal form I assumed on the ship would be incapable of casting even the simplest enchantment. It is in the depths of the ethereal sea, the place to which all life returns, where my influence is greatest. After Minfilia's sacrifice on the first, it was to the sea, here in the source, where I ferried her soul. I wished that gentle spirit to find rest in the world she loved so well. Her, and another who may yet
God, the music.
Walk free, for you are free to go where you wish, to believe what you will.
No, but I think that's my dad home. If you hear barking on the mic, sorry.
Will be your guide, test and proof of your conviction. In darkness, seek joy.
I think we might be alright.
To sadness,
Maybe faint.
beyond despair. Walk free and bear the light for others to follow. Together, raise it aloft and let it shine till the end, blinding and radiant.
And she gone.
That was all too brief. Already she seems so far away. My apologies if I startled you. Ever since we began our descent into Labyrinthos, I had sensed another's will, straining to reach out. Even with my particular talents, though, I was unable to make a connection at first, so weak and tenuous it was. Once I took hold of that wispy thread, imagine my surprise to discover it was Heidelin herself. Needless to say, it seemed wise to learn what we could before letting go. Her answers were more cryptic than I would have liked, but at least she left us with a guide of sorts, that unusual flower. Yes, we are definitely making progress.
Alright, I think this is Labyrinthus pretty much wrapped up, I think.
You can't be serious. We've
Uh-oh.
done nothing wrong.
Oh, what's happened? Alize's kicking off. Oh, it's Dad. And he's pissed. Here comes Dad. He looks mad.
Obstruction and suppression, apparently.
Mistress Baldessian, our records show you facilitated the Scions' entrance into Sharlayan by claiming them as assistants for your organization. We are aware of your investigations. After alerting the major institutions to the presence of potential troublemakers...
Oh, it was that guy that was like, shoots up all this and it was him.
A group operating under the auspices of the students, skulking about Labyrinthos and engaging in clandestine behavior.
Clandestine? We may not have entered Sharlayan as Scions, but we did naught to conceal our identities. Our only purpose in this city is to seek the truth. I can think of no reason why our actions should warrant the Forum's intervention.
'Tis not our way to discourage the pursuit of knowledge, but the timing of such pursuits must be considered, not to mention their potential impact. With the world in chaos, we, the true caretakers of wisdom, have committed ourselves to an undertaking that demands the utmost discretion. And we will not risk its success by turning a blind eye to disruptive foreign elements in our midst.
What then is to be our fate? Will you put us on a ship back to Eorzea?
The Forum will convene to examine your case. The results of said inquiry will determine your future in this city. As for your absent companion, he has already been detained.
Not Graha.
Graha! But why? Is reading a crime now, too?
What is this, America?
Reading is in.
Okay, that was a low blow. That was a bit of a low blow.
Not, however, of the volumes shelved in the restricted section of the library.
Yeah, I think, yeah, that was a low blow, even for me. I don't regret it though.
Only make matters worse. Let us instead treat this as an opportunity to open a dialogue with the Forum.
Silence is often one's best defense. I would advise against prolonging the proceedings with frivolous discourse. But enough. This is not the place for debate. The rostra await.
Alright, so I think it's fair to say that shit has now very much hit the fan. My god, Cryle with her hood down. Cryle with her hood down looks weird. I'm sorry, but she does.
Forgive me. I was careless.
Is this your fault, Graha?
We would have been detained regardless. This way, at least, we managed to stay together. I trust your time within the Forbidden Archives was well spent.
God, the music just really... It makes it such an eerie atmosphere.
The forum will come to order. Inquiry is now in session. As Speaker-elect, I will be presiding over the day's proceedings. Master Fortuner, would you be so kind as to restate the matter which compelled you to summon your colleagues with such urgency?
I found my kid snooping.
As you are all aware, we recently denied Eorzea's request for Sharlayan assistance. Since then, certain individuals dissatisfied with our decision have taken it upon themselves to interfere with our work.
Because you are a poopy brain, Fortunal.
They entered our nation masquerading as associates of the students of Baldessian. But these malcontents are better known as the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. These militants wield influence with both the Eorzean and Eastern alliances, and are inextricably involved with the crises presently afflicting the world at large. Loose in our city, these warmongers sought to meddle with and expose matters of state secret. What are they, if not a dire threat to be expelled?
You can't expel me, I'm attuned to the Aetheryte. I can just come back. Logic. There we go. I just broke his logic.
You have tarnished the good name of the students. Galuf would be ashamed.
Okay, now that's a low blow.
Galuf Baldessian was never one to forsake his fellow man.
Come on, Cryle, get into them.
Even if this nation closed every door and retreated from the world, he would have found a way to help the Scions, help every soul of this star fight back against the coming doom.
A terrible enemy stands poised to lay waste to all we hold dear. In the face of such madness, Eorzea reached out to Sharlayan, a respected ally, in the hopes of forming a united front. Was your curt dismissal truly the best you could offer?
Come on, Queen! Queen, 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 Queen!
Duty of an age-long past, that even the end of the world is unworthy of your attention.
Oh, I think he's pissed them off. I think they're pissed.
from the mouth of a Forum member within fortuitous earshot.
Then it seems your findings support my own. The reason I visited the restricted shelves was to study records of the Forum's policy-making process, to better understand the historical trends underlying their most major decisions. At first glance, the positions of neutrality in war and the accumulation of knowledge above all else appear constant and consistent, the unchanging pillars of Sharlayan society. And once upon a time, I might have left it at that. These days, however,
all right, here's our king. Here's our king, Graha. We love Graha.
I noticed something.
You tell him, king.
From a particular point in time, the purpose of these policies shifted. No longer was knowledge preserved for the benefit of society. Rather, society was to be gradually reshaped to ensure the preservation of knowledge. The most conspicuous and telling change was the one which befell Labyrinthos. Once little more than an oversized storehouse, an enormous allocation of funds saw it transformed into an advanced research and archival facility. I also discovered a fascinating account on the finances of our Dravanian colony. The settlement attracted students from far and wide, and the connections and tuition fees thus acquired were funneled into further improvements for the archives. Now, there is no question that our nation's progress is tied to the acquisition of wisdom. Nevertheless, the vast resources diverted for this purpose borders on the obscene. But returning to the matter of when, our change in course appears to have been made some 270 years ago.
The very same period when Sharlayan scholars in the hinterlands began a formal study of the ethereal sea.
Got him.
You found something, did you not? And whatever it was, gave rise to your oh-so-important duty.
Oh, he did not like that.
If you had seen...
Huh? Seen what?
Yes. We are bound by a duty we cannot ignore. Knowing this, what would you have us do? Abandon our vital work and join you on the field of battle? We will never choose the way of the sword. We will fulfill our mission not through strife and bloodshed, but survival. Come what may, we shall live on. We must.
He said the thing from the trailer.
Do as you must, then. But we Scions will fight until the heavens fall, until our last breath.
Queen! We love you, Y'shtola.
Such misguided zeal.
Father, Master Fortuno, I fail to understand the stance you have elected to take. But by the same token, I have yet to find a compelling argument to counter the challenge you put to us in Gridania. Still, in the midst of my uncertainty, I must trust in myself to do what is right, as others have chosen to trust in me. So I will continue, as I always have, weighing the consequences of my every action, and allowing my hope for the future to inform my decisions.
That's quite enough. Have you all forgotten the reason for this assembly?
Skolok Monteshane. He's the head of the Studium and an old friend of my grandfather's.
Thank you for telling me that, Alice.
Honestly, every discussion devolves into some interminable debate. Terrible habit. Let's return to the topic at hand, By their own admission, these scions have resolved to fight alongside the Eorzean nations against the doom which swift approaches. But there exists no evidence of an attempt to incite our citizens to do the same.
Oh, what a bro. Is he going to be a bro?
Furthermore, while our decision may well have been the correct one, we cannot simply bull our way through these disagreements without inviting doubts or objections. Put yourselves in their place. Who among you would leave a tome unopened if an elder forbid you read it with no reason given? Now, if we're to quell further discontent, then we must conclude this matter with a fair and even hand.
What a rousing speech. Just, we will do this. Okay.
Master Monteshane raises some valid points. Keeping such concerns in mind, I propose we enforce the following measures. Until further notice, the students of Baldessian are to cease any and all activities within the domain of Sharlayan. You will also refrain from any further investigation into the Forum's decisions and duties. Failure to comply with these restrictions will result in the immediate expulsion of your Scion associates. Let us put this judgment to a vote. All in favor, raise your hand. I count 51 for and 48 against. The proposal is passed.
Wow, a not unanimous decision. That's crazy.
Students, scions, you have heard the Forum's judgment. Pray abide by it, or face the consequences. Honored members, I thank you for your time. This inquiry is concluded.
Well, that went well. Not. And I suppose after all of that, this will be quest done. Once the game loads. Yeah. Well, at least we've been allowed to remain in the city, and our endless investigations have not been in vain. We now know that the mysterious duty of theirs began with whatever the Forum discovered in the ethereal sea. With our freedom so sorely curtailed, however, we will struggle to learn aught of substance here in Sharlayan. The overall picture has grown clearer, yes, but that's in spite of the Forum being so maddeningly vague about this duty of theirs. Why are they so reluctant to explain their actions in plain words? Survival come what may, is father's work so vital that it takes precedence over his own family? Alphanode? Alize? It is you! When I heard you'd been dragged before the Forum, I came as swiftly as I could. I'm so very glad they allowed you to stay. Mother? Queen, 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 queen. Amelian's Levier, at your service. And you fine people must be the science of the Seventh Dawn. How lovely it is to finally meet you. And we have the chill music again. Mother, please, we do not wish to make things difficult for you. If word reaches father that you are here... Won't bother that. Am I to be chastised for speaking with my own children? I am well aware that you and Master Fulchino are not in the best of terms at the moment, but I've been absolutely desperate to see my darlings again. You will come by the house, won't you? I have gifts waiting. The timing couldn't be better. As matters stand, we shan't be going anywhere until we discuss matters with Thancred's group and reconsider our options. Go, visit your home. We will be back at the annex when you are ready to rejoin us. I am not sure we... Not so. What do you think? Not so? The Not So Superfast. Yep, that's me, the famous streamer. Just, I know, like... Do you want me to sign an autograph for your mailings? I'm more than happy to. Yep, I am that. Not So Superfraz. Just that famous one. Yep. Pleasure to meet a fan. What a splendid day this has turned out to be. Champion of Eorzea, I insist that you join us. That makes us like, okay. But we must be quick about it. Not for my own benefit, but should my husband return, find you enjoying our hospitality, servants will be made to suffer the consequences. Not so. If you would be so kind as to escort my children to the estate. And then she was gone, and with her any opportunity to protest. Indeed, the matter is settled. Enjoy yourselves, you three. God, I love the music for this. I apologise, my mother is not one to take no for an answer. Still, I am glad, relieved even to see her in such high spirits. What say you not so? Though it seems we shall have little enough time to enjoy it, will you accompany us on our visit home? Fine, if we're going, then let's get it over with. But be sure to stay in that engine stall. No peeking into our private chambers, thank you very much. Why ever not? Your room was always perfectly neat and tidy. Everyone has things they'd rather keep to themselves, don't they? Cherish mementos you can bring yourself to throw away. Childhood toys. I mean, never mind. The Levier estate is that way. Straight down the stairs. Come on. Alright, let's go. Oh, wait. No, we just keep going. So yeah, if you go in here, you get like an optional talking point, but we'll not bother with that. It's Amelia, and here you are at last. Please do come in.
Welcome home, my lady.
What? What are you gawping at?
He's just so stunned at how big the place actually is. House Levier in all its grandeur.
Oh, God, please don't. It makes me feel like a spoiled princess.
Well, she tends to act like one.
Lord Fulchino is not to hear of this visit.
Queen.
And I should also like the children to have their gifts, ere my husband makes his return.
As you wish, my lady.
Master Alphino, Mistress Alice, if you'd accompany me upstairs.
We shan't be long.
The twins have been sending letters home from time to time, recounting their latest adventures. I am sure they withhold certain details, of course, if only to keep me from worrying.
It's okay, Mommy. I mean, Emelian's Mommy.
In the early days, especially, I tried to support them as best I could, sending the
Sorry,
coin and other
Mommy.
such donations.
Sorry.
Fortunately, they have found the strength to overcome adversity time and time again. Their words grow more confident with every letter, their depictions more vivid. The triumphs and defeats, the joys and sorrows. It is clear that they have come to find value in every experience. But of those they treasure most, it would seem that meeting you might be the most impactful. Why, since that fateful day, I do believe there has not been a single missive in which you were not mentioned by name. It is plain they care for you, and I am glad they have such a steadfast companion watching over them.
I do my best, Mommy. Do my best.
Under normal circumstances, I would offer you tea, but alas, these are anything but. In any event, why don't you keep me company whilst we await my children's return? Perhaps you might regale me with a tale or two of your exploits.
Sure thing, Mommy. Anything for you, Mommy. So I went to this place called Balmung Quicksand. I'm not going down that rabbit hole, don't worry, chat.
When you mentioned gifts, I wasn't sure what to expect. Mother,
Oh, look how well it fits you. And the style is to your liking?
It's perfect. Exactly what I would have chosen. But please, tell me you had something different made for Alphino.
Naturally. You are hardly little children anymore. And while I shall miss dressing you in those precious matching outfits, I must respect the individuals you have grown to become.
Yep, 2 seconds, chat.
See for yourself.
Thank you for the splendid clothes, Mother. Stylish, comfortable, and eminently practical.
I am so glad you like them. They are, however, missing one final touch.
Sorry about that. Sorry I got shouted there. Like had a lot of like old shakers that I'm getting rid of now. I can't believe I forgot I had them. It was like shakers like these that had G Fuel. God, I'd like to forget my G Fuel era. Because, yeah, bogging.
A sage's tools of the trade. They belonged to your father.
I'll keep this one because this one's the Twitch one. I like the Twitch one.
Though he may as well be chained to his desk these days. As a student, he was often called upon to venture into the field. He wielded those armaments, both to heal and to harm in no few battles. None so fierce as those you two have braved, perhaps, but battles nonetheless. Thus did I pull them out of storage, to show you that he was not always the man who stands in vehement opposition to you now. And also because it would be a terrible waste of ridiculously expensive House Leveilleur commissioned artistry.
What's this now? Oh yeah, the Sage Jobstone.
I am told these devices are quite difficult to master.
The thing you actually need to be a sage.
Someone of your extensive experience should soon have them darting about with grace and aplomb. May the wisdom in that crystal serve you well. And please, try to find common ground with your father, that you might come and go without need for this awful subterfuge.
We will, Mother. I promise.
My final gifts to you, before you run off, are an observation and a suggestion. Firstly, Fortuno has ever been a serious man, but it was only after you were born that he truly lost himself in his work. I may not know the Forum's inner workings, but I know your father's. The timing of that change in him holds some significance. Secondly, do not seek to best your father with words.
You need to punch him in the face until he submits.
Better that you simply show him. Let him discover the merit of your actions, after they cannot be undone.
Oh, Mother.
We shall take your wisdom to heart. Thank you again for these gifts, and farewell for now.
Safe travels, my children. Eat well, stay warm, and keep your friends close.
And your enemies closer. God, there was a song like that. There was like a tune if I remember. Oh, I think I'm about to sneeze. Don't sneeze. There we go. Yeah, I think hay fever season is starting to kind of kick in now. Alright. Right, so we've spoken to Mommy. Thank you for indulging Mother's request. I can see it meant a lot to her, and I shall refrain from inquiring as to the content of your private conversation. Our visit was all too brief. For now, however, it will have to suffice. As well, these tokens of home that we carry with us. These gifts help us remember who we are and whence we came. But enough sentimentality, let us return to the annex and rejoin our companions. And with that, the Labyrinthus portion is now done. So now it's pretty much a case of we're coming together. So the next quest I think should be a level 81 quest. And if it is, then we're pretty much onto our next sort of big bit. Which is pretty much the second part of Thavnir. Enjoyed your time with the Levios, I hope. I would ask how the twins fare, but their new outfits tell the tale. I only hope we can help them to reconcile with their father, that they might return home one day with their heads held high. In the meantime, we edge ever closer to the secret the Forum strives to hide, and the flower bequeathed to you all by Hydaelyn is sure to guide us going forward. I am confident that once we've heard your report from Thavnir, we'll be well equipped to plot our next move. And with that, in the dark of the tower. Since there has been progress in both investigations, shall we share the findings from our respective locales? So now we're pretty much coming together to kind of go, right, here's what happened in the Thavnir side of things. We met Alchemist and had got captured, there's warding skills, that, and then what the Forum's planning.
Your time in Thavnir has certainly been eventful.
So now we're kicking into the good stuff.
Carrying out Vitra's request and assaulting the Tower of Zot should be our highest priority.
I agree. While I still have questions concerning the Forum and their grand undertaking, we have all but exhausted our avenues of investigation. Simply pressing them any harder on the subject will almost certainly result in our expulsion. Therefore, I suggest we explore the ethereal sea connection by way of a letter to Master Matoya, then make our way to Thavnair.
I wonder, even with the protection these talismans afford us, what can we hope to achieve once inside the tower? According to Orenvold and Fodola's report, they were unable to free the Emolja. Worse, their attempts triggered the tower's defenses, which led to a summoning of Luna Afrit.
What does it tell us that the Spires even have such defenses?
That there's something in it.
Simply pulling a prisoner from the wall is fatal. Thus the direct approach is doomed to failure from the outset. Any further measures to dissuade such actions seem unnecessary. Unless, of course, there is a way to free the prisoners without killing them. Then it stands to reason that any intruders would be met with overwhelming force.
The towers appeared throughout the world in but the twinkling of an eye. 'Twas by magical means these structures were raised, I surmise. A spire thus conjured must needs be maintained, and I suspect an arcane catalyst, some manner of core, doth lie hidden within. Destroy the core, and the tower ceaseth to be, thus liberating the captives without harm.
So we can hope, and I would prefer to enter the tower with a working theory than with no plan at all.
Assuming Ishtola's reasoning is correct, the chances of the defenses remaining dormant are small to none. Any primals will have to be dealt with, and defeating one will likely only lead to the summoning of another. Our every victory will only compound the prisoner's suffering.
May we not then divide our forces? Those proficient in healing will focus on sustaining the captives. That duty can be covered by Urianger, Cryle, Yostola, and myself. The remaining scions will proceed with the search for the core. Admittedly, this strategy puts both parties at greater risk, but it should bolster our chances of saving the Arcosodra by a considerable margin.
What Valley say? She knows a healing spell or two.
That she does. But I think Alize herself would assert that she's at her best when she's charging into the breach.
Yeah, Alize is more of a head empty, all balls to the wall kind of person.
When she fights by your side.
Ye gods, will you never let me hear the end of that? Rest assured that I will do what is asked of me, regardless of who I happen to be standing next to at any given time. It seems we have a plan. All that remains is to carry it out. I will inform Rads at Han of our movements, so let us make our preparations and regroup near the tower.
Well, I think we might be going for the tower.
What's left of the Hamsa hatchery.
We'll see if we're going for a tower just now. It's just that, like, right now, like,
That sounds perfect.
it's kind of close to my dinner. So, well, not like super close, like maybe 40 minutes. So, I suppose if we could get into the tower, like, right now, then I think we might be alright. I can maybe squeeze it in and then go for dinner. And then if I get tower done tonight, if I get tower done in this stream, then I'll probably not do a night stream. But if I can get tower done in this stream, I'll be happy with that. So, I might try and kind of rush it and kind of get it done. Because then if it's finished, like, if I get Tower of Zot done, I'm happy. Like, and we'll use an Aetheryte ticket because fares are up to 1600. Because I said I was going to finish up about 5 o'clock, and that's in 10 minutes, but if I'm going for Tower just now, then I could do it in this stream. If though, like, I've got another quest or two to do before I hit Tower, then I might just say, you know what, next stream I'll maybe do it tonight or tomorrow. Just I need to kind of make sure that I'm managing my time well. Because, I mean, I have streamed, like, a lot. Like, considering this is the most I've streamed in literal months, maybe even a couple of years. Because, I mean, I've been going at an hour streams now coming up to 2 weeks, and I've streamed nearly every day. I think I've taken maybe like 3 days off since coming back. So I think I started like last Thursday, so that would have been what, 11 days ago? I think I've taken like 3 days off in that time. Which is quite impressive even for me, because usually I'm quite strict for my days off. But then I had to take a day off Monday because 14 was down. I could have done something else. I could have done like maybe an impromptu box for bucks, but I've got plenty of time for St. Jude and stuff like that, so I could do box for bucks maybe. If I finished Endwalker quite quick, I could do box for bucks, maybe at the end of it. And then I can maybe do like, maybe kind of redo some like wheel and stuff like that, and maybe kind of do like Paladins or something. Because I'd like to stream Paladins again, because that was a brilliant game for me to play. Like, I was really good on it. So I might stream that again. Ah, our friend of Eorzea. We've been expecting you. You and yours will lead the mission to the tower, I'm told. The warding scales will be delivered soon. Till then, please stand by the boat we have readied. When your fellows arrive, I will direct them to join you. We pray for your safety and success. Oh wait, are we actually going in now? Oh, please tell me we're going in now. And also as well, if we are going in now, I'm doing it through duty support trust. Mostly because, like, I don't want, like, queues could be a bit rough at this point. So if I go into trust, it's guaranteed, and I can just zip straight through as opposed to waiting an hour. Well, maybe not an hour, but waiting a good wee while. So if we're going in just now, then got plenty of time. Oh, if this is the future of Aetheryte travel, I think I'll stick to boats. Aye, no warning, however empathetic could have prepared me for that. On account of which we are a little late, but fighting fit, mostly. My friends, permit me to thank you for accepting this mission. You must be we should still call you Varshan, I suppose. Indeed, it would not do to confuse our soldiers. Very well then. For our part, we are humbled that you see us fit to entrust us with your warding skills. Please convey as much to His Excellency. One for each of you. Please accept them with my blessings. Our thanks. With these we can go anywhere those with the blessing of light can go. Not only for this operation either, but for all the ones to come. We can finally break your monopoly in primals. In that case, in all years from now on, I'm done. I'm quitting. I'm quitting the game. Goodbye. But I'm afraid we can't let you retire just yet. You're Scion's brightest star, after all. If everyone is amenable to it, let's review the strategy for good measure. As previously agreed, we'll divide into 2 groups. Not so in his band, we'll break through the tower's defences and locate its core. Meanwhile, the rest of us will tend to the prisoners, who will doubtless want for healing due to duress of repeated summonings. The primals which the tower bringeth forth shall be deities of Thavnarian myth. And we have no prior experience with such foes. Pray exercise the utmost caution when confronting them. We commence the operation at your word, my friend. For the people of Thavnir, nay, the entire world, we must prevail. Alright, we're going in right now. Right, we're doing tower then. Right, if I get tower done in this stream, then I'm happy. Like, we'll make some good progress. So we're doing it now. And then if I get it done in this stream, then there's probably not going to be a stream tonight. So we're gonna do trust. So let's go.
Right then.
Go with that. And it's 500, so we just make it in. So I'll need to make sure that I'm kind of getting, like, taking all the chests and stuff like that. Just try and bump up the eye level a bit. Hey, Agapito VH, how's it going? Welcome on in. You've came at a good time. We're taking on a dungeon. So the Tower of Zot. Alright, let's do this. Can maybe try and go for the big pools in this, although I'm not tanking. Could be worth a punt. Alright, let's do this. God, this just warms my Final Fantasy IV heart. Yeah, do you think it's maybe worth trying? Nah, probably not. I think let's just try and just zip through this as best we can. It's going to be slow, but we've got a good amount of time. Because this usually takes about 25 minutes. Doing it in trust, so we'll try and kind of zip through this as best we can. Alright, one's dead, so we can... Unless they've opted to buff the duty support stuff. But then again, they probably went down quick because we've got like a big group with us just now. God, it feels good to actually do a dungeon now. Like, it's been, as I said on the last stream of this is a really slow burner. But once you kind of get into your first dungeon, then the action just kicks up a notch. Then it's a lot more kind of quick action. Like the first sort of 6 hours. So like this is now, well, going into my 8th hour of Endwalker. Like the first sort of few hours are seen as like the world building kind of portion. But now we're kind of into the main bit of it now. So now it's the fun part. Alright, Thancred. Alright, let's go. I'm a bit sneeze again. But yeah, overall this dungeon isn't actually too bad in terms of difficulty. It's actually quite a play. Like, though, if you're doing this in like Duty Finder and doing it like with a party of 4 actual players, there is one section that is a bit of a nightmare, and it's not actually until like the very last section before the final boss. Like, it's a really rough spot for like big pools. Like, it tests your healers. Like, I will say it, like, if you can get through a section like that as a healer, you're a good healer. And I build myself as a pretty good one. Like, if you've seen me play Astro, I am absolutely god tier. Alright, we've got one more enemy to kill. And then we're on to boss 1. Just for the sake of time, let's just do this. So yeah, like our other group has pretty much left us now. So it's pretty much on to us to just kind of get through this and yeah, we should be alright. I'll do another shadow. But we should get through it in just enough time before I have to go for dinner. There we go. Right, he's gone. Alright, time for our first boss. So, these are the kind of gods of Thavnarian myth. So first we've got Minerva. Let's do this. I need to kind of move back a bit, and then Estinian, you good fam? Estinian, just kind of like, nah, like Asterion was just out. Oh, did he get Berserk? Ah, no, that's not Berserk. That's Shadow of the Dragon. Oh, sugar, move. I'll say this, the music is absolutely spot on for this sort of thing. Right, so far so good. Right, another gluttony coming in. Alright, half done. But yeah, I'd rather have I'd rather have Urianger in as a healer over Alphnode, because Urianger, if I'm correct, has death. Like, Urianger can just insta-kill when he wants to. Oh, she got True North, Raj, Dingus. Just that if I use True North, it ignores the positionals. So basically, I can just go ham and spam off 5 without having to move. Alright, we've got Thunders coming in. Right, come on, Estinian, some big hits here would be lovely right now, pal. My turn! Forgot Thank was quite partial to saying my turn. Right, come on, we're almost there. Alright, first one down in just under 8 minutes. So, as I said, this usually takes about 25 to 30 minutes. So, should be done here at about sort of 20 past, I reckon. If we're super quick, if we can zip through the next sort of lot of enemies super quick, then we should be alright. So I think just to kind of do this quick, we'll Arcane Crest, and then just go ham. See, this is the annoying thing, like with the duty support and trust, is that all they'll use is single target attacks. So it does end up making runs like a lot longer. But then again, they need to kind of have a bit of a trade-off. Can't make them too powerful now, can they? Yeah, I'm going for another round of this. Another one down. Right, I'm gonna see if I can bring other enemies here. Just try and speed things up a bit. Thankfully, it should be alright, hopefully. Uh-oh. Right, Alphino should be alright. See, I could have done this in Duty Finder, but I think the problem is as well, like, it would have taken a hot minute to kind of get a group for it, I feel. So it would probably still take me about the same length of time. But at least if I do it this way, then I'm kind of guaranteed to get through it. And I've got people, like, I've got the game, like, making sure they know the mechanics, as opposed to having, like, a potential for new folk who might not know it and then take even longer. There we go. Oh, sugar! Did I not grab the chest? Sugar, I knew I forgot something. I didn't grab the chest. Sorry, I'm going back for it. I completely forgot it. Because I need to make sure that I've got... Like, I'm trying to grab all the chests to make sure that I've got good gear that I can put on to, like, some other classes. I am an idiot. There we go. Right, Sabatons of Aiming. What's the eye level? Eye level of these things is 500? 520. So yeah, that's actually pretty handy to have. Right, hopefully that doesn't kind of cost me too much time. But yeah, I just need to make sure that I'm grabbing all the chests. Because there's one here. It was the fact that I seen that one that I kind of went, oh no, I didn't get the other one. Because they all... So, for those who don't know, like, kind of Final Fantasy 14, when you run dungeons, there are chests in dungeons that carry, like, certain things like weapons or armor, jewellery, like, and you want to try and grab them all because you want to try and get yourself some good gear. Right, this one might be a bit of a sterner test, but I think Thancred should be equal to the task. Hopefully. Well, I'm going to use that, then that speeds it up. Then that's going to be a good 15k. In one fell swoop. Oh yeah, this is... Yeah, it should be fine. Once you take another enemy or two, then this should be a super straightforward pull. But I'm trying to kind of speed things up as quick as I can, because then if I'm fighting all the enemies at once, then it speeds up the pull. Considering, like, time is kind of against me at the moment. But I don't think I'll be getting my dinner for like another half hour, so... Or, odds are, this will be the night when my parents are like, oh, we're giving it to you quick tonight. But then again, after this lot, it's actually next boss, so... We're getting there. Right, I'm gonna... Oral again. Oh, right, we just down to 2 left. Yep. And if I'm correct, there's another chest in here, which we'll grab. Because this will actually help, because I've got some classes at level 80 that actually don't have, like, the gear kind of ready. So this just helps kind of make things a bit easier. Now, if I recall, I think this one has a little bit less health. I think this boss has less health compared to its counterparts. Good shout with the LV. Right, so if I remember, you've got to go over here, trying to kind of... So yeah, you've got to try and avoid the AoEs, because if you get too close, like, so for that, the Mancia Berserk, you can get Berserk, which means you don't get controlled. Like, you lose control of your character, and then you end up taking a pretty beefy hit. gonna do this. Oh, of course now it does the stop. Right, so for Mancy, you're confused. There's going to be multiple of the boss, and you have to figure out which one's the right one. Which is this one. So the best way to know which one it is the one that's not moving. So it's a pretty straightforward mechanic. Just need to remember once I've beat this fight to grab the chest. That way I'm not having to backtrack. I've just realised I've been used my soul soap. Oops. Reaper main, by the way. Right, now 30% to go, so hopefully we can tear through this quite quick. Go one arcane circle, just get a bit more damage rolling in. Right. Once I've had to stop. Then turn off. Alright, so it's doing confused again, and once again we've got to figure out which one it is. And it is this one. And once you figure out which one it is, you have to kind of retreat to the back. Otherwise, you get hit with those, and then you get berserked. And then you're in trouble. There we go. Oh. What the hell? Did our health just deteriorate? Alright, so gloves of maiming. I'll stick them on. Might as well bump up the eye level. By nothing. By a whole nothing! Anyway, we're nearly done. We've got one more boss to kill. And then we're out of here. So, this is where things can get a little spicy, because there's a lot of enemies you can pull here. So I'm gonna grab this. Right, and then I'm gonna do that. Right, let's see if Thancred can do this. Is Thancred a good tank? I'm hedging my bets on no. Well, if we can kill like one or two of these, then it pretty much eases up. There we go. That's the mob a bit easier to deal with now. Because all it takes is just killing one or two enemies, and the mob just goes from being an absolute nightmare to being a piss take. Because it's just one less lot of incoming damage. There we go. Another one's about to fall. There we go. See, we're tearing through this. Then after this, we've got one more big pull, and then it's final boss time. And we're making some good time here. I mean, 20 minutes is not... For a trust run, 20 minutes is not bad so far. We're progressing at a decent rate. And I think I've got an amulet that... Nah, amulet can't use. Well, not... I can use it, but it's not quite the eye level of what I've got on already. And this final chest typically is a weapon. Oh, except it's not. It's a choker. But what I'll do is when I get off stream, I'll kind of rearrange gear. I think I've got fending and casting stuff. Right, so let's... This is the big pool. This is the nightmare one. Oh, Alphanode, you basically just came with me. I think Thancred might be dead here. Can Thancred do the big pull? Can he do it? So it's sort of the same principle again. If I can at least get rid of one or two of these, then the mob will become quite easy to deal with. So if I can get rid of that Mark II Zot Colossus, then that's one lot of damage gone. There we go. And we'll... Oh, if Astinian could get some good damage in now, that'd be fantastic. Oh, nope, nope, nope. He's still going. Right. This should hopefully make this a bit more bearable now. Because this will take out one more. Thancred is a good tank. He can do the big pulls. Right, we'll do a soul say. Alright, and now it is time for the final boss. Well, we got through it. We got through the big pulls, which is pretty impressive. So it's time for the final boss. The Magus Sisters. That's right, sisters. You may see some familiar faces here. So beat them. We're done. And we got the last chest, which was the choker. So very much beat these, and then that's us finished with this dungeon. So I want to try and tear through this as quick as I can, because it is 5:15, so my dinner will be probably not in the oven yet, but it's probably close to it. So yep, this is a 4v3 fight because our other sisters are back. And with it, they do Delta Attack, which is pretty much like their signature hit. Like if you play Final Fantasy X or Final Fantasy IV, then you'll know Delta Attack. Oh, Thancred. I thought maybe I was hitting hand Thancred there. I've just realised I've got to do my soul again. Alright, so far so good. Right, so this one's the Thunder, so this is one where we've got to move about and then we'll have a stat marker. Alright, so we've got one more Delta Attack to survive, and then it's pretty much just a case of taking them out. And then the thing with this fight as well is, see if you take out the other sisters first, then they get raised. So you have to take out one before you can take out the others. I forgot to tune off because I'm a flunker. Right, so if I do that, then I can get a bit more damage rolling in. Hopefully. Right, 23% left. This one's ice, which pretty much is a move away and kind of just try and get to safe spots. Then once that's done, it's pretty much a case of go ham. And I think Astinian's kind of going Super Saiyan. Probably rolling in with a big hit. Right, we're almost there. I think we're going to have to do another Delta attack. Alright, Sindurva's gone. So now we just take out the other two. Oh, that may be a problem. Oh, I timed that to perfection. I timed that Hell's Ingress to absolute perfection. Alright, they're all targeting that one. Right, I'll target this one, help them out. As long as they both go down, that's fine. Doesn't matter which order they go in. As long as you take out Sindurva first, then the order doesn't matter. So if Sindurva goes down next, then that's it. And done! And we're leveled! Nice! We beat the Maga Sisters, they're done, and dungeon finished. And I think I picked up a weapon there. I picked up something. Usually when you pick up something, it's usually something that goes along with your class at the time. So I picked up a Mail of Maiming, so that's gonna be that. And then we've got a Jack of Striking and Claws, that's for Monk, so that's not bad. And dungeon done. And that was first dungeon of Endwalker. So as I said, now we're kind of into the fun part of the X-Pack now. Now we're kind of getting to the nitty gritty and getting a lot more dungeons going. But yeah, our next dungeon will not be until level 83. But level 83 has a lot of stuff going, which you will see down the line.
Is everyone alright?
We fortified the captives with what magics we could. Have the defenses been disabled? All appears quiet for the moment.
Oh, there we go.
Lower floors were disturbing enough, but this place feels wrong. The ether is heavy and thick, like wading through a quagmire.
Oh, giggity giggity giggity. Sorry, force a habit. Cryo said quagmire. So that's got, oh, giggity giggity goo. Oh, bad. Anyway. Let's kind of see this out, shall we?
I see it. Ether siphoned from the land runs up through the spire, flowing to a single point. This is the core we seek. Yet something is off. As large as this structure is, it siphons far more ether than is required to sustain it. 'Tis as if the core is feeding on the energy, consuming it. I need to take a closer look. Curious. There is something there embedded inside the core. A man's limb.
A what?
This is what we came to destroy?
Yes, if you would be so kind.
Assyrian, you star diver. Thank you.
And that should be the end of it.
Easy as that. Oh yeah, I forgot. Now that we can destroy the core,
What now?
well, I mean, the tower's gonna fall apart now.
My theory that the tower might come crashing down following the core's destruction doth appear to be correct.
Bully for you! And how are we supposed to survive the fall?
What of the prisoners below?
The floor beneath our very feet dissolves. Brace yourselves!
I pray I'm not too late.
Come on, Graha, you can do it. We believe in you because you are a king. But if we die, then that's the end of Endwalker, and that'll be the end of the stream, so, yeah. What do you think happens? Don't worry, I'll re-glam my stuff in a second.
Oh, what happened? Where are we?
By my reckoning, we're still on the island where the tower stood.
Brett Base Boy.
Graha wove a levitation spell at the last moment. Large enough to catch everyone, it would seem.
That explains the lack of obvious injuries.
The expenditure of so much ether has taken its toll. He will need plenty of rest, but should otherwise be none the worse for wear.
Then the immediate problem is what to do with our new friends here.
Obviously, we bring them back to life.
There'll be much changed for their time in the tower. Even if their bodies are intact, I doubt we could say the same for their minds.
Angelo and I will take care of that.
I have every faith in you, Alize, but there are just too many for you to treat alone.
We'll send at once to Eorzea for more porksies, and call on the local mages to lend a hand.
Hail, Scions!
It's Varshan!
We were watching the tower when it simply disappeared. What happened here?
The threat is banished, and thy people delivered. They are, however, in need of treatment, and we of a secure locale and helping hands to assist us in its provision.
You shall have all this and more. Come, let us convey these unfortunate souls to the city.
Oh, there's Nantana. Is she okay? We need Nantana at least. Right. I'm gonna very, very quickly finish this quest. The liberated prisoners are being transported to Radzat Han for treatment. Alize and your stroller oversee the administration of tempering treatment with supports from those who know a healing spell or two. We'll go and join them in the city once you've had a moment to catch your breath. Oh, that's actually just me being shouted. Right. 2 ticks, I'll be back in a bit. Alright, guys, I literally just got shit from my dinner there, so it's sitting right behind me. I'm going to end the stream there, because I'm starving, I need to get dinner. So I'm probably not going to do a stream tonight, because I've managed to beat Tower Assault, and I'm happy with that. So, next stream will probably be tomorrow, and I'll probably do a night one. Just try, kind of, strike a bit more, kind of, reach with Twitch. So, I'm going to call it there. Thank you guys for coming out and watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Just kind of last sort of ditch effort as well to donate to St. Jude. But I will be back tomorrow to do more. But yeah, thank you guys for coming out. Thank you for the follows. Thank you, Nicest Goose, for the sub. And German Ship Guy for the raid. But yeah, thank you guys all so much for coming out and watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I will see you tomorrow. Catches.